All right, guys. So this session beta is in relation to case scenarios. All the case scenarios, guys, that have been included in RTP mock test papers of ICAI, and then included in the new study material of May 2025 edition. I told you that in the May 2025 study material, beta, they've included one case study at the end of every chapter. And plus, there are a couple of case studies that are being posted on ICI Board of Studies portal for self-practice. So all of those case studies, they include longer questions, they include smaller questions also, guys. All of them have been compiled at one place. We are going to discuss all of those questions. G Drive students, I have shared a document in the group. For the time being, you can refer to that document. However, I suggest that you first take a print of that. All the old batch students who are watching this video, first take a print of the document that has been shared, the document that you're seeing on the screen, and then start the video, guys. It would be better. You will be able to understand things faster. Now, solving questions of all of these case scenarios, guys, a couple of questions are same that we've already done in the class, exact same figures, but just presented in the form of MCQs. Instead of having only one requirement, we have multiple requirements. There are about 25-26 bigger questions. That means a proper case is subject to which you'll have 5-6 bits under each of them. After that, beta, there are single MCQs, but all of those are only practical MCQs. None of the theory MCQs have been included in this PDF, guys. This is only in relation to practical questions. To solve all of these questions, guys, you will need a prior knowledge of all the chapters, guys, because without knowing all of those chapters, you will not be able to solve them. It is not that I'm going to explain the concepts from scratch. Yes, if there is reorder level ka reference, we should be knowing what is reorder level. We cannot go back to explaining the entire concept of reorder level, guys. We should know what is maximum level. We should know what is minimum level. We should know how to compute EOQ. We should know what are all the variances. So we should know all the basic concepts as such, beta. We are going to discuss all of these questions, guys. Now, a couple of questions will be solving in detail. A couple of questions I'm only going to discuss. क्योंकि already तुमको answers पता रहेंगे बेटा, and all the answers have been highlighted, guys. जो भी correct answer है, that has been already highlighted. So you will know whether whatever answer that you've got as such, guys, is correct or not. All right, guys. So let's start, guys. The very first question. ये अलग question है बेटा. This has something called as perishable nature of raw material. This was included in RTP May 2024. I did not include it in the basic questions क्योंकि anyways मेरे को यहाँ पे discuss करना था बेटा. That's why I did not do it there. So the purchase committee of A Limited has been entrusted to review the material procurement policy of the company. The chief marketing manager has appraised the committee that the company at present produces a single product X by using two raw materials A and B in the ratio of 3:2. This is your raw material mix ratio, guys, 3:2. Material A is perishable in nature and has to be used within 10 days from goods received note. Otherwise, it becomes obsolete. The most important part of this question is only this, guys, that we have a perishable material, guys. Because of the perishable nature of the material, guys, you will have losses that you are incurring on material. If I purchase more than 10 days requirement as such, guys, whatever extra quantity that I'm purchasing will be a loss. Yes or no? So that is why, guys, that is the only new point of this question. कहाँ पे था बेटा मैं? हाँ. Material B is durable in nature and can be used even after 1 year. So nothing with material B, guys. Irrespective of the quantity purchased, it can be used for a good number of years, good number of days. Material A is purchased from the local market within 1 to 2 days of placing order. So the lead time is given, guys. For material A, minimum lead time is 1 day, maximum lead time is 2 days. Average lead time, if it is not given, you can write minimum plus maximum by 2. 1 plus 2 by 2, that will be 1.5 days. Material B, on the other hand, is purchased from the neighboring state and it takes 2 to 4 days to receive the material in the store. Again, minimum lead time and maximum lead time are given. Correct, guys? The purchase price per kg of raw material A and B is 30 rupees and 44 rupees exclusive of taxes. Now, tax will be included if credit is not available. If credit is available, you are not supposed to include taxes. To place an order, the company has to incur an administrative cost of 1200 rupees. Cost per order is 1200. Whether it is material A or material B does not matter. You will have to incur a cost of 1200 rupees in both the cases. Carrying cost of material A and B is 15% and 5% respectively. So whenever carrying cost is given in percentage, guys, I told you it is always as a percentage of purchase price per kg. Is that clear, guys? At present, material A is purchased in a lot of 15,000 kgs to avail 10% discount on market price. So though the market price is 30 rupees, right now, because you are buying a higher quantity per order, we are getting a discount, and the cost that we are incurring beta is only 27 rupees, 30 rupees minus 10%. GST applicable for both the materials is 18% and input tax credit is availed. Not relevant. You do not have to worry about tax component anywhere, guys. Are we clear, guys? Next, beta. The sales department has provided an estimate that the company could sell 30,000 kgs in Jan 2024 and also projected the same trend for the entire year. A couple of questions, guys, I've already solved in a detailed manner as such, beta. So when I'm discussing a question as such, guys, I might share the solution if the solution is a little different. This question we are going to solve in a detailed manner now, but I'm just telling you, okay, I started working on those questions, guys, day before yesterday only. I've reached which question? 18th one. I've been solving all the questions as such, guys, ताकि I can just upload the document as such, guys, if required. I'm reminding again, I might not upload the answers for all the questions, guys, only the questions that I think are required. अब जो detail में यहाँ पे discuss कर रहे हैं बेटा, I do not have to upload those solutions. ठीक है? देखो कितनी मेहनत कर रहा हूँ मैं. Yes, guys. So here, guys, is telling us that our expected sales are 30,000 kgs in Jan 2024 and also projected the same trend for the entire year. That means in a year you'll be selling 30,000 kgs multiplied by 12, 3,60,000 kgs. The ratio of input and output is 5:3. Company works for 25 days in a month and production is carried out evenly. Okay. Online students, but our previous batch students who are also watching this, just a point, you can start solving questions on your own as such, better. And if you think that you need an explanation to a specific question, then you can directly come to the part of that video as such, guys, and listen to the explanation. So back to this, guys. So company works for 25 days in a month and production is carried out evenly. A first cheese that you will do better is use output of 30,000 kgs, use input output ratio of 5:3 and arrive at total input. Input output ratio is 5:3, guys. That means for every 5 kgs of input, your output is going to be 3 kgs. So to produce an output of 30,000 kgs, aren't our sales 30,000 kgs? Yes or no, guys? So to produce an output of 30,000 kgs, what will be the total raw material required? It will be 50,000 kgs. And that 50,000 kgs is going to be in the ratio of 3:2. That means 30,000 kgs of raw material A and 20,000 kgs of raw material B. Is that per month or is it for the entire year? Per month. For the month of Jan 2024, what would be the quantity of material to be requisitioned for both material A and B? Answer already upon decide kiya beta, it is 30,000 and after that beta, they're asking us to compute EOQ for both the materials. To compute EOQ, there are only 3 variables that we need. Annual requirement, cost per order, carrying cost per unit per annum. When you're computing EOQ, guys, please do not take the purchase price of raw material A beta to be 27. 27 is the price when you are procuring 15,000 kgs. We are not following the existing policy now. We are computing EOQ, guys, so I will have to take purchase price per kg as 30 rupees. Based on that, I will arrive at EOQ. Yes or no, guys? After that, beta, what would be the maximum stock level for material A? Now, in case you forgot, beta, the formula for reorder level is maximum lead time into maximum consumption. Reorder level as such, guys, would be, sorry, maximum level as such, beta, will be reorder level minus minimum lead time into minimum consumption plus the amount of ROQ. समझ में आ रहा है क्या बोल रहा हूँ, guys? Yes or no, guys? But I will also have to ensure, guys, that maximum level does not exceed 10 days consumption. Because even if I have more than 10 days as such, guys, I know that I will not be able to use that. Shouldn't I throw it, guys? The product is perishable in nature. Calculate saving or loss in purchase of material A, guys. ये दोनों bit important है बेटा. Maximum stock level and question 4. Question number 1, question number 2 are pretty simple, guys. Question 5 is also very simple. The only 2 important bits are question 3 and question 4. Both of which is because of that perishable nature of raw material A. समझ में आ गया, guys? Shall we start solving this better now? You have the content in front of you. Online students also, you remember the part. So this is case scenario 1, guys. साथ में करना बेटा ये. It is not that, you know, we will solve one question like how we used to do better for one hour. That is not possible. आउटपुट कितना है guys? 30,000 kgs per month. Correct guys? What is your input output ratio? Our input output ratio guys is 5:3. That means guys, if your input beta is 5 kgs, your output is going to be 3 kgs. But what is the output that we need? 30,000 kgs. So for an output of 30,000 kgs, what do you think beta will be the input? Therefore beta, our input guys is going to be 30,000 multiplied by 5 by 3. That is going to be 50,000 kgs. Do not forget beta, this is per month. This you will divide into raw material A and B. In what ratio are we going to divide? This is also given in the question guys, that your raw material A and B are to be used in the ratio of 3:2. So 50,000 multiplied by 3 by 5, that is 30,000. 50,000 multiplied by 2 by 5, and that is 20,000 kgs. 30,000 and 20,000 kgs is the requirement guys. This also answers the first bit. समझ में आया नहीं आया guys? You can write all of this in your normal notes only beta. Anyways, you're going to refer to it later. You do not have to maintain any separate notes. And there's any small explanation, directly write it in the material only. So you have 30,000 kgs and 20,000 kgs of raw material A and B. Any doubt in this? What is the second bit guys? EOQ. A का requirement is 30,000 kgs, B's requirement is 20,000 kgs. To compute EOQ guys, as I already told you, you need annual requirement of raw material guys. How will I arrive at that annual requirement of raw material? Annual requirement of raw material guys will be 30,000 kgs multiplied by 12, 3,60,000 kgs. What will be the annual requirement of B guys? 20,000 kgs multiplied by 12, that will be 2,40,000 kgs. You need 3 variables guys. ये हो गया अपना annual requirement. दूसरा क्या है बेटा? Purchase price per kg. What is the purchase price? 30 rupees and 44 rupees. What is the cost per order guys? It is 1200. Annual requirement is 30,000 kgs into 12. 20,000 kgs into 12. Purchase price per kg is 30 rupees and 44 rupees. Ordering cost is 1200 for both the products. Carrying cost per kg per annum will be, percentages are different I believe for both of them guys. Per kg per annum, एक second बेटा. So yeah, 30 rupees का 15% guys. Purchase price into 15%, 4.44 rupees into 5%, 2.2 rupees. 2.2. वो कभी कभी बेटा जब कैलकुलेटर पे इंटू 5 करते हो एंड यू प्रेस सम अदर की, इट ऑल्सो एड्स प्लस 0.05, 5%. You wrote 45. Smart beta. Now you can compute your EOQ guys. What's the formula for EOQ? Root over 2AO by C, where A stands for annual requirement, O stands for ordering cost, C stands for carrying cost per annum. So you know what are the variables guys? 2 into 3,60,000 kgs into 1200 divided by 4.5. And here guys, 2 into 2,40,000 kgs into 1200 divided by 2.2. 13,856, 16,181. This is the EOQ. This is also pretty simple guys, nothing complicated. Yes or no guys? Both the bits are very normal guys. We have done that in a lot of questions. अब आता है बेटा third bit. Perishable nature of raw material A. Do not forget, you can use it only for 10 days. Abhi guys, you know that your organization is working for how many days in a month? Correct guys? Your organization is working only for 25 days. Your consumption per month is 30,000 kgs. What do you think is the consumption per day? 30,000 kgs divided by 25 days. On an average, we are consuming 1200 kgs. 10 days का consumption कितना हो जाएगा बेटा? At present, we are buying 15,000 kgs. But 10 days consumption is only 12,000. Copy मत करना बेटा, सुन लो. Consumption per day would be, I can write 30,000 kgs per month. This is of which material? Raw material A. 30,000 kgs per month divided by 25 days per month. 30,000 kgs divided by 25 days, guys, it will become 1200 kgs per day. Yes or no, guys? Do we already have minimum lead time, maximum lead time of all of this? Minimum lead time beta of this raw material is 1 day. तुमको ये सब गिवन इन्फॉर्मेशन लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है बेटा उतनी, बिकॉज यू ऑलरेडी डन दीज क्वेश्चन सो मेनी टाइम्स. यू कैन ऑल्सो डायरेक्टली प्रेजेंट द आंसर. दीज आर ऑल एमसीक्यूज. मतलब इतना डिटेल में कोई कॉपी करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. मिनिमम लीड टाइम इज सो मच, मैक्सिमम लीड टाइम. ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू रीडिंग द क्वेश्चन यू विल नो द वैल्यूज, करेक्ट? Maximum lead time is how much? 2 days. Average lead time is going to be, average lead time will be 1 plus 2 divided by 2 beta, 1.5 days. To compute maximum level, we are supposed to compute reorder level first. Without computing reorder level, we cannot compute maximum level, we cannot compute minimum level. This is how we have defined maximum level and minimum level also. There is reorder level at which we are placing an order. After that, you start consuming inventory out of reorder level and suddenly you receive a new order. That is the point wherein you will have the maximum quantity of raw material. Just before an order is received, you're going to have the least amount of raw material. That is called as minimum level. After an order is received, it is called as maximum level. So first formula is reorder level. There were two formulas that we have learned for reorder level. Normal lead time into normal consumption plus safety stock. We do not have safety stock, I cannot use that. The other one beta is maximum lead time into maximum consumption. Our maximum lead time beta is 2 days. Maximum consumption is 1200 kgs. 2 days multiplied by 1200 kgs, it will become 2000. Sir, how is that maximum consumption? If nothing is given beta, normal consumption, average consumption, minimum consumption, all of them will be same. If it's giving us different values, we would have taken different values. Otherwise, you're going to take the same value. Now, how will I compute maximum level better? You will write reorder level minus minimum lead time into minimum consumption plus ROQ. Proud that you remember the formulas. ऐसे ये MCQs करते ना बेटा, लास्ट में पूरा रिवीजन भी अच्छे से होता है ऑटोमेटिकली. So reorder level is 2400, minimum lead time is 1 day multiplied by minimum consumption plus 15,000. Do not forget beta, at present reorder quantity is EOQ तो अपन compute कर रहे हैं बेटा, but the question is very clear that at present we are ordering quantity of 15,000. This will become how much beta? However, raw material A has a shelf life of how many days? Shelf life of 10 days. We cannot use the word shelf life, but then shelf life किसके लिए use करता है बेटा? FMCG products, but anyways, doesn't matter. So maximum level cannot exceed how many days consumption? Cannot exceed 10 days consumption. 10 days का consumption कितना हो जाएगा बेटा? You will restrict your maximum level बेटा to. Therefore, when you talk about maximum level beta, the answer should be 12,000. Look at the third MCQ, guys. Maximum level of stock A. Kitna hai answer? That is the answer. Clear, guys? Are we all clear about this? So this is one very important bit, guys. I hope you've understood this. You can make a note, guys. You guys can copy this better. Because of the perishable nature, we are writing that you cannot have more than 10 days stock. Yes, kids. सब थोड़ा शॉर्ट फॉर्म में लिख सकते हो बेटा तुम. After reorder level, we have computed maximum level, but then because of that 10 days nature, you will write that it is 12,000 kgs. Reorder level is maximum lead time into maximum consumption. 2 days into 1200 kgs, 2400. Maximum level beta is ROL minus minimum lead time into minimum consumption plus ROQ. Are we all done with this? You would have taken that only, no beta. Why will you take 12,000 then? It will be lower, guys. So if the formula is giving us a reorder level of say beta 9,000 kgs, then your maximum level of 9,000, then your maximum level is 9,000. It is not 12,000 kgs. All right. But anyways, beta, let us not forget that we are ordering a quantity of 15,000 kgs. That means you will receive 15,000 kgs. Any doubt in this? समझ में आ गया बेटा ये? The next bit beta tells us that we are supposed to compute what, guys? The amount of savings or loss that we will be incurring in case we shift to on account of EOQ. How much are we saving or how much are we losing, guys? अब ये this is also very important, guys. Please pay attention. You can copy after I explain the concept, guys. This is slightly different, that is why. The quantity, guys, purchased is how much, beta? Per order. It is and 13,000. ध्यान देना, guys. Though you are buying 15,000 kgs or 13,856 kgs, can you use more than 12,000 kgs? Quantity that can be utilized better out of the above. Whatever you are ordering, guys, 15,000 and 13,856, out of that you will be able to use only, सबसे important है ये, you will be able to consume only 12,000. That means to compute number of orders in a year, which is annual requirement divided by quantity per order. When you're copying, you need not have to write all of these formulas better because you know all of this. Annual requirement divided by quantity per order, guys. You should divide 3,60,000 by 12,000 in both the cases. अब सोचो थोड़ा practically बेटा. I will not be able to use that 15,000 kgs. 3,000 kgs तो ऐसे ही फेंकने वाला हूँ मैं. So don't you think, guys, I have to place more number of orders? I cannot write 3,60,000 divided by 15,000, right? If I write 3,60,000 divided by 15,000, how will I be able to use 3,60,000 in a year? What is important, beta, is though you are buying 15,000 kgs, you will not be able to use more than 12,000 kgs. How did we get this 12,000? 10 days ka requirement. 10 days ka requirement, beta, is 12,000 kgs. At any given point of time, you will not be able to use more than this. That is why to compute number of orders, most important part of the question, you will have to divide it by 12,000. Now, guys, total quantity purchased would become 15,000 kgs into 30. Every time I place an order, I'm placing an order for 15,000 kgs. Out of those 15,000, why are they doing it? They've given us that there's a discount policy of 10%. If you were to become the purchase manager of this company, tell them, why are you even buying 13,856? Buy only 12,000. Why should we throw the excess kgs? But we cannot question the question here. Question बोल रहा है that 13,856 EOQ है, follow that EOQ. But if you were the manager of this company, why will you buy 13,856 also? Shouldn't you buy only 12,000? Won't that reduce your cost further? But we are not allowed to do all of that. We will just answer based on the requirement here. Based on the requirement, beta, I'll write 15,000 into 30, 4 lakh 50,000. 13,856 into 30, 4 lakh. इसमें से बेटा utilized quantity in both the cases is going to be only 3,60,000. I am not going to utilize more than 3,60,000. The difference beta is your loss due to obsolescence. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? Isn't that difference loss beta? How much quantity in the first case? Here guys, 55,680 guys. This is the amount of loss that we are incurring. Any doubt in this? Yes or no guys? Now beta, I'll write two things. My annual purchases. First I will write annual purchases beta based on the quantity that I'm I'll write purchase price per kg. What is my purchase price per kg guys? I'm just writing all the given information guys ताकि clarity है. Purchase price per kg is, in the first case I'm getting a discount of 10%, so that is 27. Here it is 30. My carrying cost per unit per annum, per kg per annum, will be 15% of 27, 4 point, and here 15% of 15 ही है ना, 5% is for the second product. This is 15%. दोनों raw material A ही है guys. We are not doing it for raw material A and raw material B. It is only for raw material A. Two policies, present policy and EOQ policy. That will be 4 point. Now my annual purchases will be 3,60,000 kgs into 27, 3,60,000 kgs into 30. How much is that? 97,80,000. So this will become 20,000. 10 lakh 80, so 1 crore 8 lakhs. What is my loss beta? Am I not paying for those 90,000 kgs also? 90,000 into 27 beta, and here 55,680 kgs into 30 rupees. 24 lakhs 30. And next beta 55,680 into 30 rupees. 70,000. This is my loss due to obsolescence. अब आता है ordering cost. In both the cases, are you not ordering 30 times? Every time you place an order, are you not incurring 1,200? So that is 36,000. And the other cost that I'm supposed to include beta is carrying cost. Normally in all the other questions beta, we have always taken annual purchases plus ordering cost plus carrying cost. यहाँ पे एक extra point क्या आ रहा है? Loss due to obsolescence. You do not want to write that loss due to obsolescence separately, no problem beta. Include it in annual purchases only. You know that you are buying a higher amount of quantity. How do you compute carrying cost beta? Half of quantity ordered multiplied by carrying cost per unit per annum. So this will be half of 15,000. कितना है बेटा quantity? 15,000 into 4.05. 30,375. Here beta it will be half of 856 kgs into 4.5 guys. 31,000. Can you add these values guys? 97, 20, 24, 30. एक जना first column add करो, एक जना next column add करो बेटा. First वाला 1 crore 22 lakhs 1,300 and next वाला बेटा 1 crore 20. यहाँ पे EOQ में extra cost आ रहा है बेटा. So what is the extra cost under EOQ? 3,21,000. That's the answer guys. 3,21,201 rupee. समझ में आ रहा है? Yes or no guys? Important bit है guys. एक बार अभी last bit भी बोल दो guys. What are they asking us to compute in the last bit? What's the formula for minimum stock level? From ROL you remove average lead time into average consumption. For minimum level beta, we assume that the consumption is on normal basis. For maximum level, we assume that lead time consumption is on minimum basis. Do you remember I told you that they're based on two different assumptions? So this is 2,400 minus 1.5 days into 1,200 kgs. 600 kgs beta will become your minimum stock level. That's the answer marked. Alright guys. Chalo beta, please copy this part. Fourth bit. Online students, I hope you're all noting it down. Copy the answer to the fourth bit. Everyone understood the difference guys? Only additional point that you're all supposed to know here beta is of loss due to obsolescence. Just keep that in mind, guys, while you're solving. Are we all clear about this? Did you write till purchase price per kg? Loss Rasnara? Utilized quantity will be 3,60,000 in both the cases. Remaining quantity is loss 90,000 and 55,680 kgs. After that, beta, we have these details of purchase price per kg. At EOQ, normally your total ordering cost and total carrying cost are same, guys, but यहाँ पे number of orders even under EOQ are increasing on account of loss due to obsolescence. We are not computing number of orders by dividing annual requirement by EOQ. We are dividing it by 12,000 kgs. हो गया guys सबका? Ordering cost is 36,000, carrying cost 30,375, 31,176. The additional cost under EOQ is 3,21,201 rupees. 321,201. Minimum stock level be normal here, guys. If you want, you can directly write the answer in the material itself or here. Anything is fine. Second case scenario, guys, now. The second one, guys. Shall I start the second one? Mr. Vikas is a toy importer has understood the importance of manufacturing in India. He is backed up by the new government policies that motivate him to manufacture in India. Atmanirbhar. As per the Custom Department, any import made for the manufacturing under Made in India, customs duty will be refunded up to 80%. Underline that, guys. I told you better, normally customs duty are refundable or non-refundable. We learned this in materials chapter. We have learned this, guys. We will be learning this in AS 26 also somewhere. Any amount of import duties paid beta are non-refundable, and that is why they are added to the cost. But यहाँ पे beta, will you add the entire amount or are you supposed to add only 20%? Only 20% should be added to the cost, guys, because 80% of the duty is refundable. Is that clear? Vikas decided not to import toys from China anymore. Instead, import raw material from Sri Lanka for the manufacturing of toys in India. Under an agreement of Government of India with Sri Lankan government, any import from Sri Lanka will receive tax benefits. Why 80% of the import duties as such, guys, will be refunded. That is a tax benefit here. Vikas has ordered X and material Z, वो नाम छोड़ दो बेटा, from Sri Lanka. Details are given below. Material X, you have procured 12,000 units into 125 Sri Lankan rupees. 15 lakhs is the total amount paid. Material Z, guys, 8,000 units into 225 Sri Lankan rupees, that is 18 lakhs. Factory cost of that is 33 lakhs. Containers ka cost is 2 lakh rupees. Freight up to loading on ship paid by exporter is 50,000. FOB is 35 lakhs 50,000. Now, though the question says, guys, paid by exporter, who's exporting? Sri Lankan guy. Because the fact that it is included beta in FOB, that means he's paying, we will reimburse the entire invoice amount of 35 lakhs 50,000. Though the wording beta in brackets is paid by exporter, is it included in FOB computation? Agar we are not reimbursing or we are not paying, why the hell will it be included in free on board computation? It is paid by him. We are going to pay him the entire invoice amount of 35 lakhs 50,000. Are we clear about this? Ocean freight beta is $2,000. Insurance is $1,500. Any expenditure directly attributable to acquisition of materials should be added to the cost of materials. When shipment reached India, it was unloaded at Chennai port. Vikas requested to put the goods in custom port's warehouse. Vikas, due to cash crunch, was not in a position to pay customs duty and therefore did not file the bill of exchange. Customs authority charged a penalty of 15,000. Is this normal or abnormal? Valuation of raw materials mein beta, there was a separate head called as penalties. Demurrage charges, yaad hai nahi hai? This is demurrage charge, guys. Penalty for late pickup of goods. So this is abnormal. What do you do with this, guys? Transfer to costing P&L account. Vikas, after a month, filed the bill of exchange and paid customs duty of 20% on CIF value of shipment. CIF beta is cost inclusive of insurance and freight. FOB quotation is only till the shipping point. Uske baad mein you also incur beta your transportation cost and insurance. Both them included beta will become your CIF price. Are you getting it? Yes or no, guys? IGST was also applicable at the rate of 18% on the combined value of CIF and customs duty paid. IGST beta is on total value of customs duty plus CIF. It's a different story that you will get refund of customs duty 80%. IGST ka by default, will credit be available or no? Available. Any amount of GST paid as such, guys, unless otherwise given, credit is always available. Because credit is available, it should not be included in your cost. Next, guys. He spent a further sum of 12,500 to bring the imported goods to his factory. ठीक है बेटा? 12,500 has been incurred to bring the imported goods beta to his factory. An inspection was done on the goods and it was found that 5% of the goods beta were broken. This came to management as a surprise because generally such rate of defects on imports is 8%. It says, guys, that normally as such beta we incur a total loss of how much beta? 8% rupees. 8%. Yes or no, guys? So यहाँ पे guys the actual loss of goods or such, guys, was only 5%. Because the actual loss of goods is 5%, you will directly consider normal loss to be 5%. Raw material purchases and beta, we do not write abnormal gain or anything. Gains can arise out of manufacturing process. Anything up to 8% will be considered normal. If the loss is more than 8%, then you take the excess balance as abnormal loss. But gain mat likhna beta यहाँ पे. Raw materials है, guys, you will not be able to get a gain here. Are you getting the point? Yes or no, guys? Next beta. Additional information is given. The exchange rates are as follows. One SLR beta is equal to 0.25 INR and one USD guys is equal to 75 INR. IGST credits are available. Containers were refunded at INR 38,000. Another important point. Are the containers refundable? Yes or no guys? Because the containers are refundable as such guys, they should not be included in the computation of FOB. The net difference is your cost. वो अलग से add करेंगे, but they should not be included in the computation of FOB. Are we kinda ichhnad guys? He gave us that CIF is cost, insurance and freight, and FOB as such beta is. So that is till the shipping point, whatever you're incurring is FOB guys. Thereafter, inclusive of insurance and freight becomes your CIF price. तो अब ये क्वेश्चन में ना बेटा, you will have to compute FOB, you will have to compute CIF first, so that you only arrive at the amount of customs duty. All right. After that, we will have to see guys as to what is the total cost that we are incurring on a per unit basis. Are we all clear about this? समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है guys? Yes or no? चलो guys, read it. Quickly read the question once guys. I'll wait for a minute, beta. Please read the question. One second, there was some problem here. ठीक है. Did we read the question, guys? Yes or no? I'm reading it again, guys. वहाँ पे शायद उसमें कुछ error आया. So, Mr. Vikas, a toy importer, has understood the importance of manufacturing in India. He is backed up by the new government policies that motivate him to manufacture in India. As per the Customs Department, any import made for manufacturing under Made in India customs duty will be refunded up to 80%. So guys, 80% of the custom taxes paid will be refunded. Yes guys. So only the balance 20% should be included in your cost. Vikas decided not to import toy from China anymore. Instead import raw material from Sri Lanka for the manufacturing of toys in India. One second guys. Now, instead import raw material from Sri Lanka for the manufacturing of toys in India. Under an agreement of Government of India with Sri Lankan government, any import from Sri Lanka will receive tax benefits. Material ordered are two things beta, X and Z. So X ka 12,000 units into 125, Z 8,000 units into 225. The total factory cost is given, containers are given. Freight up to loading shipment on ship paid by exporter. Total FOB is 35 lakhs 50,000. इसके अलावा there is ocean freight and insurance. FOB I just told you better. I'm recording it again. So FOB is what guys? The total expenditure incurred till the shipping point, the point of shipping. उसके बाद का बेटा whatever is the air freight or railway freight or ocean freight, all of that plus the insurance amount is called as CIF. मतलब अपने पोर्ट तक लैंडिंग कॉस्ट जो होता है बेटा, that becomes your CIF. Are we clear? Now, when shipment reached India, it was unloaded at Chennai port. Vikas requested to put the goods in custom port's warehouse. Vikas, due to cash crunch, was not in a position to pay customs duty and therefore did not file the bill of exchange. Customs authority charged a penalty of 15,000. This penalty is in the nature of an abnormal item, guys. So that is why this should be charged to costing P&L account. Finally, after a month, we filed bill of exchange and paid customs duty of 20% on CIF value of the shipment. IGST was also applicable at the rate of 18% on the combined value of CIF and customs duty paid. Now, we will have to compute IGST also, we will have to compute customs duty, but only 20% of customs duty will be included in the cost. Both IGST and 80% of customs duty will not be included. One of the requirements is to compute the amount of refundable taxes. This will become 80% of customs duty and entire amount of IGST. That is what is the amount of refundable duty. Correct, guys? Next, beta. We further spent a sum of rupees 12,500 to bring the imported goods to his factory. This is the amount of transportation cost that we are incurring here in India. Is this an expenditure directly attributable to the inventory? Yes or no, guys? What will you do with this, beta? Add it to the cost of inventory. Inspection was done and it was found that 5% of the goods were broken. Normally, if they would have given only this sentence, it would have been abnormal loss. But iske baad mein they gave another sentence which states that it is very normal to have a damage of 8%. That means this entire 5% will be considered to be a normal loss. You will not take anything more than this. I repeat, you will take 5% as normal loss. Please do not consider abnormal gain. This is not manufacturing process account. Are we clear? Wahan pe you can have abnormal gains and abnormal losses. Material mein beta up to 8% everything should be considered as normal loss. Exchange rates are given, IGST credits are available. They do not have to mention IGST credits are available because by default if they use the word GST beta, we assume that it is. Containers were refunded, guys, at the rate of 38,000. Indian and Sri Lankan brokers were paid commission by Vikas on factory cost. Indian broker has charged 6%, whereas Sri Lankan broker has charged 12%. CIF is cost inclusive of insurance and freight, whereas FOB is only free on board. Now, guys, there will be two things that we are required to compute, guys. One is the expenditure that we are incurring that will be included in our cost. The other one as such beta is the amount of FOB CIF to compute the amount of taxes. Usme se every element need not come here. Because the containers are returnable as such, guys, they will not be included in the computation of FOB or CIF. But in respect of those containers, we are still incurring a cost of, how much is the total container cost? 2 lakhs SLR beta, kitna ho jayega? Sri Lankan rupees converted into Indian rupees, guys. Exchange rate is given as 0.25 INR as such beta. That will become 50,000. 50,000 is what you are paying first and then you are getting a refund of only? Are you not still incurring a cost of 12,000? That will be included in your cost, but that will not be included in FOB or CIF. समझ में आ रहा है? Why will not be included in FOB or CIF as such, guys? It is not your expenditure. The containers are not. ये जब customs duty compute करते हैं बेटा, they will only include the amount for which you are liable to pay. So they will not include the cost of returnable containers. అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా? By default, if the containers are returnable, what do you do with it? Not included in the cost computation anywhere. Is that clear? So you're supposed to not include containers in computation of what? FOB and CIF computation. Are we clear about this? Next beta. Freight up to loading part, जो मैं बोला paid by exporter, guys. This will be included in computation of FOB, guys, because it is given in the FOB computation. But I misinterpreted the statement earlier, I believe. It should not be included in our cost. It will only be included in computation of FOB to compute the amount of taxes. Why is it not being included in our cost? Because it is being paid by exporter. अपने जेब से नहीं देंगे. It will be only included in the computation of FOB. Will that impact the amount of duties payable? All of this, I'm trying to tell you one important point. There'll be two things. One is to compute cost. One is to compute FOB and CIF. Why are we worried about computing FOB and CIF? Compute the correct amount of taxes. समझ में आ रहा है, guys? Yes or no? Write a note, guys, now. Write down a note, beta. Penalty is in the nature of abnormal loss. Penalty is in the nature of abnormal loss. Penalty is in the nature of abnormal loss. Abnormal loss. And hence should not be included. And hence should not be included. Should not be included. Next. Containers are returnable. Next point. Containers are returnable. Containers are returnable. Returnable. And hence only the net cost should be included. Only the net cost should be included. Only the net cost should be included. Net cost should be included in computation of. Net cost should be included in computation of क्या बेटा? Total cost. Total cost. However, as containers are returnable, as containers are returnable, as containers are returnable, they should not be included as containers are returnable. They should not be included. They should not be included in computation of FOB and CIF. In computation of FOB and CIF. FOB and CIF. अब ध्यान देना guys. First, your basic purchase price दोनों material मिला के कितना है बेटा? We will segregate them later guys. As of now beta, basic purchase price, both the materials put together, I'm only computing FOB price guys and CIF price. 33 lakhs multiplied by 0.25. Can you see 33 lakhs beta total factory cost? Yes or no? 8 lakh? 8,25,000 guys is the basic purchase price. After that beta, I told you guys to compute FOB and CIF as such guys, I am not supposed to include containers. What is the freight beta that is payable? Though it is payable by the exporter as such guys, this will be included only in the computation of FOB and CIF. It will not be included in our cost. I will give a note for that also guys. So what is the freight paid by exporter guys? Paid by exporter, it is 50,000 multiplied by 0.25. That is 12,500 guys. ठीक है, अब ये हो गया बेटा अपना FOB price. Can someone tell me how much is the total? 8,37,500. After that beta is ocean freight. कितना है बेटा ocean freight? What is the rate of the dollars guys? $2,000 into 75, this will become 1 lakh. After that guys, what is the insurance amount? $1,500. That multiplied by 75 guys. How much will that become? 1,12,000. This is our insurance guys. Are we clear beta? What will be the amount of your CIF? Exact 11 lakhs guys. Now can you tell me what is the amount of customs duty? It is rate kitna hai beta? 20% of CIF. So that will become 2,20,000. What is the amount inclusive of customs duty? ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ taxes compute करने के लिए कर रहा हूँ बेटा. We will compute cost separately. Yes or no? What is the amount inclusive of customs duty? 13 lakhs? 13 lakhs 20,000. On this 13 lakhs 20,000 beta, IGST is levied at the rate of, how much is IGST? 2,37,000. Now if you want total refundable duties guys, अभी वो actually आगे का bit है but ऐसे लिख रहा हूँ, total refundable duties, how much will you write guys? 80% of customs, isn't this the fourth bit guys? Plus IGST का entire amount. 80% of customs beta will be 2,20,000 into 80%. Plus IGST is 2,37,600. 4,13,600. That is the answer. Alright guys. All of this is only to compute CIF and FOB so that we arrive at the amount of taxes. अभी वापस एक बार cost element wise जाते हैं बेटा, just to check whether it should be included in your cost or not. Items to be included in cost. ध्यान देना वापस. Because this is the first bit guys. Total cost of shipment. शायद आंसर wrong mark हुआ है वहाँ पे. But anyways, items to be included in cost guys. First one, factory cost. Is that our cost? Definitely yes. No one will sponsor that, correct? 8,25,000. I will write that guys. Next beta, containers. नेट कॉस्ट. अभी बेटा अपन FOB भाड़ में गया, CIF भाड़ में गया बेटा. वी हैव ऑलरेडी रिटन एवरीथिंग सेपरेटली. यस और नो? कंटेनर्स गाइस 2 लाख SLR into 0.25 minus what is the refund guys on return? That means what is your net cost? This should be included in the cost. 8 lakh 25 is factory cost, 12,000 is the cost of containers. Next beta, will you include freight paid by the exporter? Only to compute FOB and CIF I will include it, not to compute my cost, not paid by me. Yes or no? Ocean freight, is that payable by me? How much? अभी ऊपर लिखा बेटा रुपीज में 1,50,000. नेक्स्ट बेटा इंश्योरेंस, इज इट पेएबल बाय मी? हाउ मच गाइस? 1,12,500. ब्रेक देके मत बोलो यार. पेनाल्टी गाइस, इज दैट इंक्लूडेड? कॉस्ट में इंक्लूड नहीं करेंगे बेटा. When I say guys amount to be included as such guys, this is only to arrive at material valuation. Penalty will be directly charged to profit and loss account. It will not be included guys in my cost of materials. Next guys, 20% of customs duty include करूँ नहीं करूँ? It is non करो कहते मैं नहीं मानना. 2,20,000 guys into 20%, 44,000. मजाक कर रहा हूँ बेटा मैं भी. IGST guys, will I include it? No guys. Will I include that additional transportation in India? How much is transportation in India? Directly related to procurement of cost. Yes or no beta? Next guys, come वो normal loss बाद में बेटा. Normal loss is only to compute cost per unit. It has nothing to do with total cost. Everything is normal loss, right? Once we compute total cost, I can divide by number of units. कहाँ पे बेटा कमीशन कितना है? कमीशन गाइस इंडियन ब्रोकर को कितना है? इंडियन ब्रोकर गाइस इज 6% ऑफ व्हाट कॉस्ट? So can I write 6% of 8,25,000? How much is that guys? 49,000. How much is to that Sri Lankan broker? Sri Lankan broker beta is 12%. Can someone start adding all the amounts guys? I think we have written everything. 90. Add up all the amounts guys. 13,04,000. This should be the answer guys. वो गलती से A mark हुआ बेटा. It is option B. 13,04,500. Online students, whoever is listening better, the answer got marked as option A. Please change it to B. Maybe in the revised material that I will circulate, I will directly highlight option B. It is not option A guys. The total amount is 13,04,500. अभी नहीं हुआ है बेटा bit. अभी इसके आगे छोटा part है. I have to divide all of these expenses between material X and material Z and then divide it by number of units so that I get this rate beta. Absorption rate of total cost per unit मतलब क्या? Cost per unit. Total amount divided by number of normal units, good units. That will give me cost per unit. Are we clear? चलो guys copy करो. Online students, please make a note of it. I hope this is clear beta. दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी नाइस क्वेश्चन गाइस. उस स्टार्टिंग में ऐसे देख के ऐसे सोचो मत कि क्या क्या क्वेश्चन आ रहे बेटा. थर्ड क्वेश्चन से पूरे नॉर्मल वाले अपने स्टार्टिंग में ही 2 इंक्लूड कर दिया ऐसे में. आगे के पूरे नॉर्मल है. हाँ बेटा कौन सा कृष्णा? कनोडिया. हाँ ठीक है बेटा. कहाँ से जाता? तुम लोग कॉपी करो गाइस. Guys, both the first 2 questions are nice guys. Please do not judge all the MCQ questions on the basis of these questions. आगे के अभी जैसे थर्ड वाला is an exact copy of what we did, fourth वाला is an exact copy of what we did, fifth one is an exact copy of what we already did in the class. तब ऐसे ऐसे लगता है this done this done this done this done करता हूँ मैं. Points that you will remember in this question: cost of containers not to be included in FOB, but net cost to be included in our cost. And then freight paid by exporter to be included in FOB, but not to be included in our cost. అయిపోయిందా? FOB ante free on board. Till that point, whatever is the total expenditure incurred, whether we pay, someone else is paying, it does not matter. Customs wale mantaru, you will have to pay tax on this. It's 12,000 beta. Because the containers are returnable, you will not include it in the computation of tax. We'll tell the government there is no expenditure that we are incurring. These are returnable containers. You have to include cost of one. Beta, itna simple nahi hai beta. You will learn all of the computations of customs. Don't worry, in CA final indirect taxes. वहाँ पे तो बेटा there's something called as 1% additional value also that they include arbitrarily. So वो सब आएगा तुम्हारे को. What about the cost of? All of that inclusive only they'll give. No, we will have to take net proceeds. I'm repeating again, beta, do not judge all the MCQs on the basis of the first two questions. Yes, kids, have you all done till total refundable duties? Total refundable duties तक हो गया 4,13,600. %80 of customs plus IGST. 80% of 2,20,000 plus 2,37,600. The total refundable duties will become 4,13,600. 413,600. Items to be included in cost. Is everyone done with total refundable duties, guys? Items to be included in cost. Do not forget to change the option, guys. The answer is option B. Then you can mark chases. 13,04,500. Ainda, guys. Have you all done better? Now, guys, we still have to compute cost per unit of both the cases. Yes or no, beta? Is everyone done till this point? Jitu done, beta? You have a doubt, Vanshika? Do not forget to write a note beta regarding that transportation paid by exporter. It is only to be included in FOB but not in our cost. एक नोट लिख लेना बेटा उसका भी. नहीं बेटा, वही मैं बोला, misinterpretation. We are not paying him. It is to be included only in FOB computation. He will pay out of his own pocket. Please write. नहीं आता बेटा. But computation, दूसरे पूरे bits कुछ भी मैच नहीं हो गए, ऐसे नहीं करना है. Just because it is matching, that does not mean we include it. Yes, guys. मतलब even ICI gave the answer as 13,04,500 only बेटा. बट वो लोग गलती से आगे ऑप्शन ए बोल के लिखे थे, इसीलिए जब फॉर्मेटिंग करे लोग बंदे ये मतलब the material which I got formatted, they must have marked it as, they will not solve and check, no, the ones who have formatted the notes for me, they will only have been given instructions कि यहाँ से क्वेश्चन कॉपी करके पेस्ट करो बोल के, तो they will only see ऑप्शन ए है बोल के, बट उसमें सबसे नीचे टोटल कॉस्ट में 13,04,500 है, so that has been given as mistake, but the cost is 13,04,500. Anyways guys, write a note better that transportation paid by exporter should only be included in FOB but not in our cost. Should only be included in transportation paid by exporter should only be included in FOB but not in our cost. Now guys, tell me बेटा, how are you going to allocate the cost of containers? अभी मेरे को दोनों materials का cost divide करना है. I will have to compute separately what is the cost of X. I will have to compute separately what is the cost of Z. Yes or no? How are we going to allocate the cost of containers? Number of units. Nothing is given better. We will have to assume that both of them are occupying the same space. The weight element is same. That is why better transportation or container cost guys will be on the basis of number of units. How will I allocate insurance, freight? Oh, sorry. क्या बोला था बेटा मैं? Ocean freight. Insurance freight बोला मैं. Ocean freight guys. Transportation cost है guys ये भी. If it is transportation cost guys, freight, on what basis will you do it? Number of units. Insurance value, कुछ भी नहीं है बेटा, you will allocate in the ratio of factory cost. Won't insurance be on value guys? Yes or no? Next बेटा, transportation in India. Number of units guys. Commission obviously is as a percentage of factory cost. You do not need any basis for apportionment. Are we clear? Now, you can all write with me only guys, X and Z. First thing that you will write factory cost beta of X and Z. What is the factory cost guys of X and Z? Individually, ऊपर देख के लिख सकते हो. 15 lakhs multiplied by 0.25. 3 lakhs 75,000. And दूसरा वाला बेटा is 18 lakhs multiplied by 0.25. 4 lakh 50,000. 15 lakhs into 0.25, 18 lakhs into 0.25. Now, whatever cost that you have written above, guys, pick up one cost and keep telling me. इसके बाद में what did we write? Containers. Containers का amount कितना है? 12,000. You will do it on the basis of number of units. What are the number of units? 12,000 is to 8,000. Please allocate 12,000 rupees in the ratio of 12 is to 8. 7,200 and 4,800. What is the next element that you wrote above? Ocean freight. What is the amount beta? 1,50,000. On what basis should I allocate? Number of units. Same 12 is to 8, 3 is to 2 guys. 90,000, 60,000. Correct kids? Next क्या है बेटा? Insurance. What is the amount? I will do it in the ratio of what beta? Factory cost, value. 375 is to 450. Huh? 5 is to 6. Factory cost is 7 beta. 5 is to 6 ratio beta, वो simplification. So 1,12,500 into 5 by 11 into 6 by 11. कितना है बेटा? करेक्ट है, पॉइंट्स में आ रहा है, डाउट मत करो अपने आप को. एक आंसर पॉइंट्स में आते कि यहाँ देखना शुरू कर देते. 61,360. नेक्स्ट गाइस, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इन इंडिया का था अभी. हाँ, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इन इंडिया गाइस, हाउ मेनी रुपीज बेटा? Again on the basis of number of units guys, 3:2. 7,500 and 5,000. Next beta, कमीशन गाइस. इंडियन ब्रोकर को कितना दे रहे बेटा? 6% ऑफ फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट. यस और नो गाइस? सो 3,75,000 का 6%, 3,75,000 का 6%, 4,50,000 का 6%, 27,000. Sri Lankan broker, we are paying how much beta? 12% of factory cost. So that will be double the amount that you have just written. 45,000 and 54,000. Did we cover up all the expenses? Can you add all of them guys? We have covered all the expenses beta. Please add them now. $5,98,336. फर्स्ट वाला कितना है? 6 lakhs. तो शानी हो गई. मालूम है सब लोग फर्स्ट वाला ही करते हैं, अपन जब तक सेकंड वाला करके बैठेंगे. 6,62,164. फर्स्ट वाला 300 and please add both the amounts guys and check if you're getting that 13,04,500. Guys, we did not include customs duty also. मैं तुम्हारे क्या बोल रहा हूँ, ऊपर देख के एक एक बोला करो ना बोल के मेरे को. See guys, ultimately both of them put together should be equal to how much? 13,04,500. इसीलिए मैं बोला ना, या एक एक चेक करके बोला करो. वी आर डन विथ फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट, वी आर डन विथ कंटेनर्स, वी आर डन विथ ओशन फ्रेट, वी आर डन विथ इंश्योरेंस. नाउ व्हाट इज टू बी डन? 20% ऑफ कस्टम्स ड्यूटी गाइस. अमाउंट इज हाउ मच? 44,000. क्या बेसिस पे करेंगे? ऑब्वियसली गाइस कॉस्ट. हाउ मच इज द अमाउंट ऑफ फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट गाइस? ड्यूटी इज परसेंटेज नो गाइस, इट इज पेएबल ऑन वैल्यू. 5:11 के रेशियो, 5:6 के रेशियो में डिवाइड करो बेटा. 20,000 and 24,000. अब टोटल गाइस, फर्स्ट वाला 6,18,000. सेकेंड वाला बेटा देखो जो भी पहले आंसर आया प्लस 24,000. 6,86,000. You can just check बेटा, क्रॉस वेरिफिकेशन. दोनों का टोटल शुड बी इक्वल टू 13,04,500. What are the number of units purchased guys? 12,000 and 8,000. Minus normal loss up to what percentage guys? Up to 5% बेटा normal loss. Up to 8%, but अपने केस में कितना है बेटा? Only 5%. So how much will that be guys? 600 and 400. What are the number of good units? 11,400. Can you divide guys cost and tell me what's the cost per unit? 6,18,336 divided by good units only guys. मैच हो रहा है ना? हाँ, 54.24. नेक्स्ट दोनों मैच हो गए. देखो बेटा, दैट मीन्स फर्स्ट वाला भी करेक्ट है ना? 13,04,500. This is the answer to second bit and third bit guys. This is the absorption rate on a per unit basis guys of these two raw materials X and Z. Any doubt in this? We're also done with the fourth MCQ guys, amount of refundable duties. Number of units purchased minus normal loss will give us number of good units. Divide your total cost by number of good units. You will get cost per unit. Any doubt in this? Is everyone done, guys? Now there's only one more MCQ left, guys, in this question. Fifth one, Inka Miglinda. If loss of goods was 9% instead of 5%, what will be the amount that will be charged to statement of profit and loss? They're telling us, beta, if your loss of goods was 9%, guys. Pay attention, guys. Any loss up to 8%, I asked you to consider what? Now, if your actual loss, beta, is 9%, that means what will be your abnormal loss? इसमें से normal beta will become 8%, abnormal beta will become 1%. Yes or no, guys? You will have to compute cost per unit, X and Z, guys. Total cost is not going to change. What is your total cost, beta? 6 lakhs 18,336 and 6 lakhs 86,164. ये तो change होने वाला है नहीं, बेटा. Your good units, guys, will now be 12,000 खरीदे थे ना, minus 8%, 11,040. This will be, beta, 8,000 minus 8%, 7,3. They're asking us to compute the cost of abnormal loss, guys. So can you tell me what will be the revised cost per unit based on 8% normal loss? Exact 56. 56 next. अभी 2 decimal point को round off करो बेटा, क्योंकि वो लोग कर रहे हैं 2 3. They are rounding off to 2 decimal points, so stick to that approach only. 56 and 93.22, 93.23. Abnormal loss, beta, will be 1% units. Hi, Anna. That is 120, and 8,000 into 1%, beta, that is 80. Can you tell me how much is the amount of abnormal loss in rupees? 1 second, beta. 120 into 56, 6,000, 720. 80 into 93.23, 7,000, 458.4. दोनों का total, beta, total abnormal loss match. ठीक है? You can copy this also, guys. This is the segregation of normal loss and abnormal loss. అర్థమైందా ఇది? Segregation of normal loss and abnormal. Do we have any doubt in this, guys? Have you all done? सबका हो गया बेटा ये? Let us now read the third question, online students. I'm not solving the third question, guys. You have done the exact same question in the class, better. Is everyone done with this? A couple of them are still copying. दोनों का total beta will become the total amount of abnormal loss to be transferred to P&L account. Sriniket done? Now guys, third question. Axe Trade is an unregistered supplier under GST. What is the significance of the point unregistered, guys? I gave you two cases there. One is unregistered, the other one is a composition dealer. We did that question in cost sheet also. If you are an unregistered dealer, guys, it means credit will not be available. अब सबसे important यही point है बेटा. यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहा है बेटा? That credit is available. मिल सकता है. If you were a registered dealer, you could have definitely taken credit. But because you are an unregistered dealer, you cannot avail credit. समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? क्या हो रहा है? Everyone? Whoever is a registered dealer beta who is buying can obviously avail credit. This is the most important part of the question, guys. Because we are unregistered, we cannot avail credit. Undoubtedly the product is, जैसे if I'm buying an iPhone as such, guys, on Flipkart, credit can be availed. वहाँ पे नीचे देता भी, if you are a business person, please input your GST number and avail credit on it. But if I'm buying it in my personal capacity as such, beta, will I be able to avail credit? No, I will not be able to avail credit. समझ में आ रहा है? Please underline that beta and write clearly that credit cannot be availed. So we have purchased material from Y Limited, which is registered supplier under GST. सामने वाला is registered, but we are unregistered. During the month of June 2024, Axe Traders has purchased a lot of 5,000 units on credit from Y Limited. The information related to the purchase are as follows. Listed price of one lot of 5,000 units is 2,50,000 rupees, on which there is a trade discount of. What do you do with trade discount? Is it adjusted or is it not adjusted? Anything arising on account of purchasing activity beta has to be adjusted. Trade discount, quantity discount. Cash discount is not? Excellent. So you take 2,50,000. From that I will deduct 25,000 trade discount. Hi Anna beta. What is the net price payable? On that samne wala is levying GST. Should I add GST to my cost? 18% will be levied on 2,25,000, guys. How much will that be, beta? GST bolo na beta. 40,000. Next, guys. Cash discount, beta. Do you adjust cash discount? Cash discount arises on account of payment activity, guys. It cannot be adjusted to the cost of procurement. Instead, it is directly transferred to P&L account. याद है नहीं है? Cash discount is directly transferred to P&L account. Toll tax, is it your expenditure? Yes, directly attributable. Add. Freight and insurance, is it your expenditure? Yes, directly add. Demurrage paid to transporter, abnormal, cannot be added to the cost. Do you recall beta we did a similar question? Similar, matlab figures double हुए बस. Commission paid on purchases, is it directly related? How much is your amount of containers, guys? 30,000 minus amount of refund is? So you should take net cost of. Other expenses are 2% of total cost. Excellent. Whatever you're totaling up now will now be 98. याद आया कुछ क्लास में किए थे? What is the total amount till this point, guys? ये 98% of total cost है बेटा. How much will be 2%? If 3,07,720 is 98%, how much is 2? दोनों का टोटल 3 lakh. A 20% shortage in material on receipt is expected considering the nature of raw material. How many units did you buy? 5,000. So number of good units will become 5,000 में से how much should I remove, guys? 20%. How much will this become? 4,000. What will be your cost per unit? 78.5. समझ में आ रहा है guys? Our cost per unit will become 78.5 rupees. Now, we actually paid the amount within 21 days, guys. We were supposed, we will get cash discount if we pay the amount in how many days? Here it says, what will be the amount of cash discount that you will receive, guys? He will give us cash discount of 10% only on net purchase price. वो कहीं को GST का discount देगा बेटा. Shouldn't he pay that to the government? And बाकी सब expenses are our expenses. Why will you give discount on that? So on what amount are you going to get cash discount? That is what is 22,500. On 2,25,000 you will get 10% cash discount. That is 22,500. And it will not be deducted from material cost. We all know what is the treatment of cash discount. Transfer to P&L account beta as other income. It will not be deducted from material cost. Yes or no? In class, we did not write the amount of cash discount, guys, because the requirement was only to compute cost per unit. यहाँ पे additional requirement क्या है? Compute cash discount. So please remember, cash discount should be as a percentage of net purchase price, excluding taxes. No one is going to give you discount of tax because he cannot go and tell the government there, sir, I gave him discount, sir, bolke. Can he do that? What is the amount of other expenses? Amount of other expenses is 6280. Did we not compute? ऊपर आ गया ना स्टेटमेंट में, and it will be added to your material cost. What is the amount of GST and how will it be treated in the cost sheet of Axe Traders? Amount of GST is 40,000. How will you treat it? Include it or not add it? यार ये भी गलत छप गया यार, 45,000 है ही नहीं, 40,500 guys, and it will be added with material cost. Option B is the right answer, guys. Please change it. कितने changes करने पड़ेंगे यार? Option B, GST is 40,500 and it should be added to your material cost. Why should you add it to your material cost? Because credit is not available. Online students, whoever is watching, beta, correct answer is option B. I will release the document again, beta, group में by changing both the options. So just in case, अगर तुम already print ले चुके हो तो you mark the right option in the printed material. If you're going to take a print later, then the revised material में directly option B will be highlighted. What is the total cost of material, beta? 3,14,000. अब 3,14,000 अगर correct है मतलब 40,500 ही रहना ना GST. Otherwise this will not be correct, guys. What is the number of good units, guys? Cost per unit 78.5. Are we clear, guys? समझ में आ गया बेटा ये? The objective was only to discuss it, guys. I hope you've understood it. Is that clear, guys? इसका आंसर I will upload it somewhere बेटा, just in case you want to refer it on a later date. ठीक है? अभी ऑलरेडी लिख लिया तुम लोग, बहुत सारे लोग, बट फिर भी. Question number 4, guys. वाहियात question. Easy question. A Limited produces a final product X which requires two components A and B. The following are the information related to both the components. There is A, there is B. What is your normal usage of both the components? 50 and 50. What is maximum usage? 75, 75. What is minimum? Each. What is reorder quantity, guys? 300 and 500. Reorder period दोनों का अलग है बेटा. What is minimum lead time? 4 weeks and 2 weeks. नीचे B का है देखो, थोड़ा कंफ्यूज मत होना, वो A का है B का है. Maximum lead time 6 weeks and 4 weeks. Average lead time 5 weeks and we just have to compute all the levels, guys. अब जैसे first I will compute third bit. Reorder level for component A, guys. Won't that be maximum lead time into maximum consumption? So that'll be 6 weeks into 75 beta 450. 450. Direct answer, guys. How will you compute maximum level, guys? Won't you write reorder level minus minimum into minimum plus ROQ. Reorder level beta is 450. Minimum lead time into minimum consumption beta will be 4 into 25. ये दिख रहा है ना, 4 weeks and 25. ROQ is how much? 300. So 450 minus 100 plus 300, 650. How will you compute minimum level, guys? ROL minus average lead time into average consumption. ROL is how much, beta? 450. All of this is for raw material A. Average lead time is 5 weeks. Average consumption is 50. 450 minus 5 into 50 कितना है? 200. How will you compute average stock level here? There are two formulas that we have learned. Minimum plus maximum by 2 or minimum plus half of ROQ. यहाँ पे क्योंकि वो दोनों minimum and maximum पूछा ना बेटा, answer will be based on average of minimum and maximum. Minimum plus maximum by 2, guys. This will become minimum कहाँ गया यार? 200. Maximum is 650 divided by 2, guys. 850 by 2, 420. Exact same bits for component B. Pretty simple, guys. Nothing complicated at all. Very normally given. You just have to multiply and write. Yes or no, kids? Question number. I'm moving on to the next question, guys. वहाँ पे answers दिए हुए बेटा, बस compute करना है, कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है? Fifth one, guys. Exact same question we have done in class. Labor chapter. The board of some limited has been appraised by the general manager HR, and the employee attrition rate in the company has increased. The following facts has been presented by JMR. It's 328 guys. पढ़ा रहा हूँ, time क्या हो रही है? Training period of the new recruits is 50,000 hours. During this period, their productivity is 60% of experienced workers. Time required by an experienced worker is 10 hours per unit. In this 50,000 hours, experienced people could have manufactured 5,000 units. Yes or no? How do you know, sir, 5,000 units? 50,000 hours divided by 10 hours per unit. But ये नए बच्चों का experience, efficiency कितना है? That means they will manufacture only 5,000 units into 60%, 3,000 units. What is the loss of output because of inefficiency? Loss of units better due to inefficiency. Last bit is 2,000 units. समझ में आया कहाँ से आया ये? Guys, we did exact same question. You have the solution in your notebook, detailed solution. Figures भी अलग नहीं है, numbers भी same है. Labor chapter में कर चुके हैं. But you understood how I got 2,000 units? 50,000 hours divided by 10 hours per unit, 5,000 units is what experienced people would have manufactured. नए बच्चे लोग बेटा are manufacturing only 60% during training period. That means they are manufacturing only 3,000 units. 2,000 is the loss of output. Is that clear? Next. Those 3,000 units में भी बेटा 20% of the output was defective. They are defective, they can be rectified. So 3,000 units का 20%, how many units? 600 units का rectification cost कितना रहेगा बेटा? 600 units into 25. The answer is? Third bit का answer guys. What is the cost of rectifying them? समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? 300, 600 units into 25. ये 5,000 units में से 40%. Experience वाले 60% करते, बाकी का 40%. Next guys. Potential productive hours lost due to delay in recruitments were 1 lakh hours. Apart from those training hours, there was a delay of how many hours? If those 1 lakh hours were also available, how many more units you could have manufactured? 1 lakh hours divided by 10 hours per unit. Kitne beta? We could have manufactured additional 10,000. What is the total quantity of output lost due to labor turnover? How 12,000? 10,000 due to delays, 12,000 due 2,000 due to inefficiency. So to put together it is 12,000. Selling price per unit is 180, PV ratio is 20%. That means contribution is 36 rupees. What is the loss of contribution beta? Second bit. 12,000 units into 36 rupees, 316. Loss of contribution is 4 lakh. Now to get total loss of profit beta on account of labor turnover, add that 4,32,000 cost of rectification and all of this. 4,32,000 is loss of contribution plus rectification cost 15,000 plus all of these expenses. 9 lakhs. Rectification cost add kare 15,000. Rectification guys, what will come beta? Loss of exact 9 lakhs आएगा. Answer है बेटा 9 lakhs. You have all of these beta already computed in your notes. Understood what we just did? Yes or no guys? That is the answer to question number 5. Now question number 6 guys. We may have to solve this. चलो मतलब easy question ही है, but फिर भी because we did not do the exact same thing before, I might have to solve this question. This is a combination of both labor and employee cost, but very simple guys. प्रवीण सुन रहा है ना तू? रो रहा हूं मैं. Tropic Private Limited was engaged in the business of manufacturing product P. Product P requires 2 units of material R. Company intends to sell 24,000 units of product P and does not wish to retain any closing stock. No closing stock at all as such guys. ठीक है? However, opening stock of product P is 4,000 units. यहाँ तक what do you understand? We intend to manufacture how many units? 20,000. 24,000 is what you have to sell. Closing stock is 0. Opening stock is, so you will have to manufacture how many units? 20,000 units. Any doubt in this? Raw material R has to be procured after considering opening stock of R amounting to 10,000. अपने पास already 10,000 units का stock है. Technical team further confirms that the yield in the course of manufacturing of product P is 80% of input, loss of input. फर्स्ट सेंटेंस में बोलता है कि भाई 2 यूनिट्स चाहिए, बाद में बोलता है कि प्लीज डू नॉट फॉरगेट दैट इज ऑल्सो अ लॉस ऑफ 2 यूनिट्स डिवाइडेड बाई 80%. We actually need 2.5 units. We do not need 2 units. Are you getting the point, guys? We actually need 2.5 units, guys, and not 2 units. Now 2.5 units into 20,000 units to be manufactured. Raw material consumed will be 50,000. Zero closing stock. Opening stock kitna hai? What is the raw material to be purchased? So the annual requirement of raw material are better to meet the target sales of 24,000 units will be 40,000. We need to purchase 40,000 units. Understood? From where did I get 40,000? Yes or no, guys? अभी एक बार लिखते हैं बेटा. What is your yield ratio? Question number क्या है बेटा ये? Raw material required per unit after considering losses. I will write 2 divided by 80%. 2 point. Why am I dividing 2 by 80%? समझ में आया नहीं आया? If input is 100, output beta is only going to be 80. There is going to be a loss. Is that clear, guys? अपने को बेटा without loss we need 2 units. With the loss it will become 2.5 units for every unit of the finished product. Without losses you need 2. So with loss beta you will need 2.5. What is the production of product? Raw material का नाम क्या है बेटा? Product का नाम P है ना? Product P है. मैं भी वही लिखा देखो. Sales are how much बेटा? 24,000. Closing stock कितना है? 0 guys. Opening stock 4,000. Production beta is 20,000 units. Production of product P beta is 20,000 units. So what will be the requirement of raw material, guys? Will you multiply 20,000 by 2 or 2.5? So proud of you guys. 50. अरे proud of you बोले तो भी smile कर रहे लोग. अरे तू मजाक कर रहा मालूम है बोल के. Yes guys. Requirement of raw material will be 50,000 units. But guys, EOQ computation on all of that relates to purchases. It does not lead to consumption. So how will I get purchases of raw material, guys? Consumption कितना है बेटा? Consumption is 50,000. Instead of using the word requirement, बेटा write consumption here, ताकि वो confusion ना हो. Consumption is 50,000. To this I will add closing stock. Is closing stock given? No. What is your opening stock? 10,000. So what will be the purchases? लिख ली तू ये पूरा? Purchases, guys, are going to be 40,000. This is the first paragraph. Purchases of raw material, guys, is 40,000 units. ठीक है guys, any doubt in this? Next बेटा, guys सबका हुआ ना वो 40,000 तक? भावेश सब ठीक है बेटा? चाय मंगाऊं? The company presently procures its annual requirement of material on a quarterly basis from its regular supplier, enjoying a discount of 2.5% on the invoice price of the material of 20 rupees per unit. Invoice price is 20. We are getting a discount of, provided we place orders on a, मतलब 40,000 units को you will have to place order in how many times? How much per order? Order quantity as per the current inventory policy is 10 था, अब वो मैच हो गया तो ऑब्वियसली बेटा EOQ शुड बी 1000 नो, बाकी किसमें भी 10,000 नहीं है ना। अरे मजाक थोड़ी कर रहा हूँ यार, तुम लोग लाइट ले रहे हैं मेरे को। Every time the company places order for material R, it incurs 125 rupees for each of the order placed. What do you think this will be? Ordering cost. The company also has taken a rented warehouse for storing material R, and the annual cost of storage is 10 rupees per unit. अरे वाह, carrying cost. क्या बात है। The company appointed Mr. T, a young chartered accountant, to review the cost of inventory and provide measures of improvement of cost. Because the CA is young, after reviewing the material purchase and consumption pattern, Mr. T suggested to implement Wilson's EOQ would be beneficial to the company. There's only one EOQ guys, and that is Baumel's EOQ. Wilson भाई साहब कौन है मेरे को भी नहीं मालूम है guys. It is William J. Baumel's model guys. This is what we have learned everywhere. In FM cash management model guys, in economic batch quantity, and even in economic ordering quantity. But anyways guys, he emphasized that the change in the quantity ordered would result in reduction of inventory cost. अब वही फालतू शुरू हो जाएगा बेटा अभी. You have to compute EOQ, compare that with the total cost of 10,000 units. हाँ या ना guys? And then determine बेटा what is the third bit. ये तो second bit हो गया. इसके नीचे बेटा information is in relation to labor. Savings पूछ रहा है बेटा. How will you compute savings guys? You have to compare total cost of EOQ guys with that. एक बार कर लेंगे फटाफट. Yes guys. पहले करो, शक्लें बाद में बनाओ, तुम्हारे लिए ही कर रहा हूं मैं. सबके सब सर अब छोड़ दो ना, बाद में देख लेंगे. कल के भरोसे कुछ मत छोड़ो बेटा. हाँ, कॉस्ट पर ऑर्डर बेटा इज 125. कैरिंग कॉस्ट मार खाओगे गधो. क्या बोल रही है बेटा वो? अगर कल हो ना हो पे डाउट है ना बेटा, तो वाई स्ट्रगल टुडे? शुडंट यू एंजॉय गाइस? सीए की डिग्री लेके मर के कुछ मिलेगा क्या बेटा? वहां जाके सर सबकी अकाउंटिंग करेंगे बोल के. किसका नाम बोल रहे हैं अभी? चित्रगुप्त कहते हैं. सर फटाके फोड़ने दो सर, आप क्यों दिमाग खराब कर रहे हो? 2 into 45,000 into 125 divided by 10 guys. How much is your EOQ? 1,000. Now you have to present two cost statements guys. One is present, one is EOQ. Present में बेटा what is the quantity per order? 40,000 divided by 4 orders. 10,000. Here guys 1,000. Guard the low. Number of orders बेटा 4 and here 40 orders. तुम लोग क्या कर रहे हो बेटा? रिफिल खत्म हो गई. उसको रिफिल पे भी ट्रस्ट नहीं है बेटा. पेन लिखना बंद हो गया तो पूरा खोल के चेक कर रहा सही में रिफिल खत्म हुई क्या, या मेरे साथ देश ये द्रोही जो भी कर रहा बेटा. Purchase price per unit guys. If you buy under the current policy guys, are you not getting a 2.5% discount? So that will become 19 point. This will become, it will remain at 20 only. What will be your annual purchases? 40,000 into 19.5. 7,80,000. 40,000 into 20 guys. How much is that? थोड़े बच्चे लिख भी नहीं रहे. हो गया? कितना आंसर आ गया? 4 into 125 beta 500. Here 40 into 125 5,000. Next beta is carrying cost. Carrying cost is half of quantity ordered into C. कौन था वो? Oh my God. डरा रहे क्या रे तुम लोग घर को? Total cost beta here will become 8,30,500. Here it will become 8 lakh savings So the young chartered accountant is right. Savings on account of EOQ beta is 20,500 rupees. Yeah. You should have done long back, no बेटा. भूल गई. सम करते करते भूल गए. अब वो आ भी गए होंगे ना. 345 हो रहा ना बेटा. तू टेस्ट लिखती क्या? ऐसे नॉर्मली रहे तब. पढ़ के भी नहीं आए होंगे ना. अच्छे से नहीं पढ़े. Are we all done? We still have to read the remaining part of the question, guys, related to labor. चलो at least sixth question में तो आए. The way we started, by 3:15 we were still in the second question, guys. I thought forget 2 days. I might have to cancel the entire holidays so that I finish all of this. वो देखो expression, सोच भी मत तू ऐसा बोल के. Post दिवाली फटाके celebrations है हमारे. Yes, beta. Are we all done with this? Now, beta. It's the second paragraph, guys, here. Because the chartered accountant is young, guys, he thought he would check other things also. Mr. T further reviewed the labor costing and identified that the employees were paid overtime wages to ensure timely completion of projects. Overtime wages comprised of daily wage and 100% of daily wages as overtime premium. Overtime premium is 100%, that means 200% of wages. Correct, no? Based on the cost record, it was understood. एक छोटी गलती हो गई बेटा इन लोगों से. Whatever production that they were talking about as such, guys, earlier, this was for the entire year. Yes or no? This was not for a month. But यहाँ पे आते आते बेटा it became per month. I cannot help it. It is based on the information given. Every month we had 180 hours of regular working hours which were remunerated at 200 per hour, and overtime hours beta were paid at 400 rupees per hour. What are your existing wages per month? 180 hours into 200 rupees, 20 hours into 400 rupees. Can you write that in your notes also? Existing wages बोल के लिख लो पहले. 180 hours into, what are your existing wages, guys? Understood, right, guys? 180 hours के लिए you're getting paid 200 rupees, plus for overtime hours you're getting paid 8,000 plus 44,000. These are your existing wages. This is for a month. Everything is per month only now. Are we clear, guys? Per month beta wages are 44,000. Any doubt in this part? समझ में आना ये? Next. Mr. T suggested that the above time may be considered as standard. 200 hours should be standard time now. Rowan scheme आ रहा है बेटा. Do you know Rowan scheme? T into R plus T divided by S into S minus T into R. A scheme of incentive be introduced to reduce overtime. He further indicated that Rowan's scheme of incentive be used to measure performance, and the improved productivity per hour would be 125 units per hour. अब सोचो guys, 20,000 units manufacture करने के लिए, isn't production 20,000? He says productivity will increase to 125 units per hour. That means what will be the total number of hours required? 160 only. अब 20,000 यूनिट्स कहाँ से ईयरली आउटपुट हो गया बेटा? पर मंथ ही अपने पास नॉर्मल वर्किंग आवर्स 180 है ना. बट आई कैन नॉट क्वेश्चन द क्वेश्चन. आई विल हैव टू ओनली कैलकुलेट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ 160 आवर्स. राइट नाउ आई वाज पेइंग 44,000 अंडर रोवन गाइस. Please understand, standard time should become existing time. How much is existing time? 200 hours. Correct? Time taken will be, how many units do we have to produce? 20,000 units, and our productivity has increased to 125 units per hour. So that will become 100 and rate per hour abhi purana hi lenge. What was the old basic wage rate per hour? Now when I write wages, guys, the formula under rho 1 is T into R plus T by S of time saved into rate per hour. T beta is 160 hours into 200 rupees. T by S is 160 divided by 200 hours into 200 hours minus 160 into 200 rupees. 160 into 200 is 32,000 beta. This is 80% of 40, that is 32. 32 into 200, 6,400. 38,000. अभी requirements देखो बेटा क्या है. What is the incentive that we are paying under rho 1? Did we not get 6,400? This is incentive, guys. Basic wage rate is 32. Incentive is 6,400. Put together it is 38,000. Next. What is the saving in labor cost? 44,000 is what you were paying earlier. But now you will pay only 38,000. Are we not saving 5,600? हो गया बेटा आंसर. Very simple question, guys. Nothing complicated. Just अलग था. कुछ नया point नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है. समझ में आया नहीं आया? You can copy this also, guys. Rho 1 scheme. Online students, I hope you got it, बेटा. घर पे बैठे बैठे सो मत जाओ. I hope we are all clear about this, guys. ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేసినావా? అర్థమైందా? కొంచెం అర్థమైందా? All right, kids. Are we all done with this? But I hope you all got the answers to those questions. Any doubt in this, guys? Question number 7, guys. This question is an exact copy of what we did in the class, beta. मतलब we have already done this question as a part of overheads chapter. एक बार पढ़ लेता हूँ बेटा ताकि कुछ याद आए शायद. जैसे how Gajni carries those play cards नो बेटा, लगा के ये करना है वो करना है बोल के. GBR company का. Lito Limited is a manufacturing company which has a machine shop. मैं क्या करूँ बे वो लोग दिए. Which has a machine shop cost center that consists of 3 machines of equal capacities. To operate these 3 machines, 9 operators are required. Because you may not be able to interpret this, guys, he said that is 3 operators on each machine. All right. Operators are paid at the rate of 20 rupees per hour. Factory works for 48 hours in a week, which includes 4 hours of setup time. The work is jointly done by operators. All the 3 operators collectively beta will operate one machine. The operators are paid fully for 48 hours. In addition, they are paid a bonus of 10% of productive time. कुछ याद आ रहा है? I told you because of this sentence, we assumed excellent setup time to be unproductive. Otherwise, guys, we do not normally assume setup time to be unproductive. But because they differentiated that we are paying them fully for 48 hours, but then we will give them bonus only for productive time, setup becomes unproductive. So productive time per week will only be 44 hours. Costs are reported for this company on the basis of 13 4-weekly periods. The company, for the purpose of computing machine hour rate, includes the direct wages of operator and also recoups factory overheads allocated to the machines. ये देने की जरूरत नहीं है. By default, if they ask us to compute comprehensive machine hour rate, won't you include operator wages also? Next, the following details of factory overheads applicable to the cost center are available. Depreciation, guys. So guys, यहाँ पे ना बेटा एक sentence मिस हुआ है that you are supposed to compute it for 1 4 weeks period. We have done the same question in class, but a requirement वो एक sentence कि objective is to compute total cost in respect of one machine for 4 weeks. Please add that sentence. Objective is to compute. Objective is to compute total cost of one machine for how many weeks? So for only 1 4-week period. अच्छा नीचे requirement में है ना बेटा for 4 week, for 4 week, for 4 week. Everywhere बेटा it is 4-week period. क्यों लिखा है यार मैंने? But do you recall बेटा exact same thing we have done in the class. एक ही problem हुई है बेटा ये answer में because the answer given in ICI study material was blindly copied for this. Depreciation was not included in standing charge. It was included in variable expenses. They've asked us to segregate standing charges and machine expenses, matlab running charges. Depreciation was not included in standing charges. Instead, it was included in an ICI study material. This is the only question in which they have included depreciation beta in running charges, machine expenses. Baki har jagah they have included depreciation beta in standing. I told you if depreciation is based on time, it is a standing charge. Only if it is based on number of units or number of hours for which the machine is being operated, it comes under running charge. So frankly speaking, beta depreciation should come as a part of standing charge only. But exam में जब तुम लोग solve करोगे बेटा, you will realize कि 400 rupees का दोनों में difference आ रहा है. Standing charge में ज़्यादा आ रहा है, variable में कम आ रहा है. You will use your common sense and shift that aside beta from standing charge to running charge. Are we clear? But frankly, correct answer beta is to include depreciation as beta separately under standing charge, not under this. The entire question is very simple. You already have the solution in your notebook. I was just here to tell you this. समझ में आया नहीं आया? Productive machine hours are only 176. How did they get that? 44 hours into 4 weeks. 176. Because setup time is unproductive. Only because setup time is unproductive as such beta, you will, guys, we have same question in ICI study material, in our material as such beta, we have done this already. It is not that we haven't done it before. Are we clear about this? So can I skip the question, guys? Yes or no? If you have any doubt beta, you can refer to our notes. You can write there, answer already forming part of notes बोल के. Huh? Notebook beta, correct. Sorry. I thought you'll use common sense. Notes. तो expect कर रही थी नहीं बोलता बोल के. Next question, guys. This also beta I have already done in notebook. But let us quickly read the question. Guys, वो question समझ में आया ना क्या बोल रहा था पिछले वाला? Any doubt in that? Only new point was what? Setup time is? And I made you mark also there. I gave you detailed notes also on that beta there. कि पूरा setup time is unproductive बोल के. 18th question है. Sorry guys. So that was in our material guys. The पिछले वाला question is 18th question of overheads chapter guys. If at all previous batch students are watching this बेटा थोड़ा question number ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है क्योंकि batch के बाद बेटा material change होते रहता है ठीक है. वो 18th question बोल के अटकना मत कि सर इसमें numbers अलग है आप 18th question बोल रहे हो बोल के. थोड़े बच्चे रहते बेटा वो. Now during half year ending Inter-departmental review meeting of P Limited, cost variance report was discussed and performance of the departments were assessed. The following figures were presented for a period of first 6 months of the financial year. Following information were extracted from the books. This is for half year, guys. Sun lo na beta. Total overheads incurred are 34 lakhs. This amount is inclusive of the following payments made. Paid as per court's order, expenses of previous year booked in current year, paid to workers for strike period, obsolete stores written off. Do you recall this? All of these are separately transferred to? Can someone remove all of these expenses and tell me what is the net amount, guys? 24 lakh. This is the net amount. If you want, you can write there only in the material better that the net amount is 24 lakhs 2000. Understood what I'm talking about? Net amount beta is 24 lakhs 2000 rupees. Production of finished goods is 1,10,000 units beta, and work in progress is 80,000 units, 50% complete in every respect. Equivalent units beta will be 1,50,000. It is out of 1,10,000 only beta that you are selling 90,000. That means you have a closing stock of 20,000 units. Closing stock of finished goods will be 20,000. How, sir? Out of 1,10,000 manufactured, how much did we sell? So you will still have a closing stock of 20,000 units. So your equivalent units beta here will be 1,50,000. Any doubt, guys? Machine hours worked during the period are? Absorption of overheads will be based on these 3,000 hours. At the preparation of revenue budget, it was estimated that a total of 50 lakhs 40,000 would be required for budgeted machine hours of 6,000 for the entire year. Can someone tell me what is the recovery rate? 50 lakh 40,000 divided by 6,000 hours beta. That is the answer to the first bit. समझ में आया? 840 rupees beta is my recovery rate. Yes or no, guys? Will you not absorb overheads for 3,000 hours? So what do you think will be the amount of overheads absorbed, guys? 3,000 hours into 840. 25 lakhs. Won't you compare 25 lakhs 20,000 beta with actual overheads? Did you not absorb more or did you absorb less? Actual overheads were 24 lakhs 2,000. Sir, how do you know? Abhi upar likhe apan. How much did we absorb, sir? 25 lakhs 20,000. Sir, kitna zyada absorb kare? That will come. Any doubt in this? Now, during a meeting, a data analytic report revealed that 40% of the under or over recovery was due to defective production. Whatever is due to defective production, guys, where will it get transferred? Iska 40% beta should go to P&L account because that is due to defective planning. How much is 1,18,000 into 40%? 47,000. Baki ka 60% is such beta should be adjusted using a supplementary rate. How much is 60% of that beta? 70. What do you think will be your supplementary rate? Won't you divide 70,800 by number of equivalent units? 1,50,000. Supplementary rate is 0.472. How much will be the amount to be allocated to work in progress? Won't you allocate 40,000 units into 0.472? Work in progress is 80,000 units, but only 50% complete. Aren't the number of equivalent units 40,000? 40,000 into 0.472. 18,880. Ho gaya question? We did so many questions on this type beta if you recall. Ardhamayinda? Just write those summaries beta बाजू में ताकि बाद में अगर कभी रेफर करना है तो समझ में आया नहीं आया guys? If they would have asked us how much is the amount to be allocated to finished goods, what will be your answer? Only 20,000 into 0.472. How much will be allocated to cost of sales? 90,000 into 0.47. पूरा 1,10,000 into 0.472 मत करना. 90,000 units का amount will go to cost of sales account. Only 20,000 units का cost will go to finished goods account. Is that clear, kids? Shall we move to the next question? Yes or no, guys? Marginal costing. तुम्हारा मेरा चाहिए था. Let us start this. करी बेटा ट्रांसलेट करके इसको बोली. Everyone's favorite topic बेटा, marginal costing. A meeting of the heads of departments of Arnav Limited has been called. ये लोग सिर्फ मीटिंग कर रहे बेटा तब से. To review the operating performance of the company in the last financial year. The head of the production department appraised that during the last year, the company could operate at 75% capacity. 70% capacity. But in the coming financial year, power of brain beta, 95% capacity level can be achieved if an additional amount of 100 crores only is spent on capex and working capital is incurred. 100 crores is not your expenditure, it is investment. ठीक है, इसका depreciation, इसका finance cost will be your expenditure. If you are buying a building for 100 crores, will you write off the building in the first year only? It is not DMart ka stock. Yes, no, beta. Just kidding, guys. Fundamentally very nice, but The head of the finance department has presented that during the last financial year, the company had a PV ratio of 40%. Margin of safety was 50 crores. Break-even sales were 200 crores. We have all the details for the last year, guys. Margin of safety kitna hai? 50 crores. Break-even sales? Don't you know contribution from margin of safety is profit? Don't you know contribution from break-even sales is fixed cost? तुम लोग हर एक चीज के लिए यस बोल रहे, तुम मन में सोच रहे नहीं मालूम है यार हमारे को, हम सब भूल गए, तो क्यों डोंट यू नो कर रहा. करेक्ट गाइस, इट्स अ क्विक रिविजन ऑफ एवरीथिंग गाइस. अभी गाइस आई एम प्रेजेंटिंग फॉर लास्ट ईयर. लास्ट ईयर का मार्जिन ऑफ सेफ्टी इज, लास्ट ईयर का ब्रेक इवन सेल्स आर, टोटल सेल्स. What is the PV ratio, guys? So, profit, guys, is contribution from margin of safety. Why? The total fixed cost is already recovered from break-even sales. Any additional contribution that you receive from margin of safety itself is 50 into 40%. How much? Fixed cost beta, won't that be contribution from break-even sales? Or you can use the formula, break-even sales is equal to fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Break-even sales is fixed cost divided by PV ratio, not profit by PV ratio. So contribution from break-even sales. So 200 crores ka 40%. Last year ka fixed. I got last year fixed cost, I got last year profit, I got total sales. Did we not get all the figures for the last year, guys? Yes or no, beta? Now continue, guys. To the reply to the proposal of increasing the production capacity level to 95%, the head of the finance department has informed. This could be achieved if the selling price and variable costs are reduced by 8% and 5% of sales respectively. Variable cost is being changed as a percentage of sales. Selling price is being changed. थोड़ा information जिस तरह से दिया ना बेटा, it is incorrect. But anyways, right now PV ratio is 40%. Correct? That means variable cost ratio as a percentage of sales. Any doubt in that part? Right now PV ratio is 40%, so variable cost ratio will be, if variable cost is being reduced by 5% of sales, don't you think variable cost will become 55%? PV ratio will become, change in selling price देने की जरूरत ही क्या थी? Because anyways beta variable cost is also as a percentage of sales, no? I do not need change in sales. I only need change in variable cost. Variable cost is not, if it was given in absolute terms, no beta, I would have worried about change in sales, change in variable cost. But everything is given in percentages. Last year variable cost ratio as a percentage of sales was 60%. Current year में वो clearly बोल रहा है ना कि कितना कम करना है? 5% कम करना है. So if I remove 60 minus 5, guys, my variable cost ratio should become, my PV ratio should become, that's it. Directly you will know what is your PV ratio. Are we clear, guys? A percentage change in selling price is not relevant. They should not have given that also. When will that be relevant? If they give us absolute quantities and everything, then I will worry about all of those factors. ये important point है बेटा जो मैं अभी बोला. समझ में आया नहीं आया? Next. Fixed cost will also increase by 20 crores due to increased depreciation on additional assets. मैं बोला ना ऊपर 100 crores is not your expenditure. On that depreciation is your expenditure. What was your last year's fixed cost? 80 crores. Fixed cost is now increasing by what amount? The additional capital will be arranged at a cost of 15% from a bank. How much amount are we investing more? 100 crores पे 15%. बेटा how much will be my interest? अब मेरा total fixed cost कितना हो गया? 80 crores, 20 crores plus 15 crores. Put together 115 crores. You know your fixed cost, you know your PV ratio. Can you compute revised break-even sales for the current year? How will you do? 115 crores divided by PV ratio, 45%. Won't that give us revised sales for the current year? Break-even sales to second question का आंसर आ गया. फर्स्ट बिट क्या है? रिवाइज सेल्स. एक सेकंड बेटा, और कुछ दिया हुआ है क्या? हाँ, इट हैज बीन एम टू अचीव एन एडिशनल प्रॉफिट ऑफ 10 crores ओवर एंड अबव द लास्ट ईयर्स प्रॉफिट. लास्ट ईयर प्रॉफिट कितना था? 20 crores. हाउ मच प्रॉफिट डू यू वांट इन द करंट ईयर? 30 crores. 30 fixed cost plus desired profit divided by PV ratio. 30 crores plus 115, 145 divided by 45%. First bit का आंसर. You also got break-even sales. इन दोनों का difference, won't that become margin of safety guys for the coming year? Difference between break-even sales and total sales, won't that be margin of safety? What was the profit of the last year? Current year? Total cost beta. Once you know profit, once you know total sales, won't the difference be total cost? Total sales minus profit is total cost पूछ रहा है. That is variable cost plus. दो चीजें क्वेश्चन में यूजलेस थी. One is 95% capacity, the other one is change in selling price. Boss, you give me capacity, I will compute profit. Or you give me profit, I will compute sales. How the hell can you give me both? Volume ఇవ్వండి, we will compute profit. Profit చెప్పండి, we will compute. Give me one of these two factors, I will compute the other one. You cannot tell me that both the factors are given. Now check whether the information is correct or not. That capacity of 95% is useless. It is not relevant. Are we understanding this? That is one important point of this question, guys. Because profit is given, capacity utilization will become irrelevant. समझ में आया क्या बोला मैं? Yes or no? Question is very simple, guys. Very basic. बस वो एक दो छोटे पार्ट जो थे ये लिखे बेटा सब लोग लास्ट ईयर का. एक बार लिख लो guys. We'll write this answer. This is case scenario number 9. कुछ डाउट है बेटा? बोलो बोलो. क्योंकि वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ सेल्स. कितना भी सेलिंग प्राइस रहने दे, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज गोइंग टू बी 55%. पीवी रेशियो 45%. व्हाट शुड आई डू आफ्टर दैट? ఏదైనా ఉండని రే సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్. ఇఫ్ లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్ వాజ్ 100 rupees, current year selling price will become 92. 92 का ही 55% will become variable cost, no? Over. So I'll directly write no, PV ratio is 45%. Are we all done with this, guys? Any doubt in this? Current year, guys, you can write with me beta. Variable cost as a percentage of sales is reducing by how much? अरे वो selling price है, reducing by 5%. Therefore current year variable cost ratio कितना हो जाएगा? 60 minus 5, 55%. यहाँ पे भी लिख लेना बेटा लास्ट ईयर के लिए. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट रेशियो is 60%. Therefore PV ratio for current year beta will become 45%. PV ratio of the current year beta will become 45%. Fixed cost, guys, I will write existing plus increase plus interest. Correct? Existing कितना है? 80 increase, 20 interest, 100 crores investment पे 15 crores, 115 crores. Profit beta, last year 20, current year enta ekku kavali, how much more do you want? 10, so 30 crores. So what will be current year sales, guys? Can I write fixed cost plus profit divided by PV ratio? 115 plus 30 divided by 45%. 145 by 45 कितना बोले थे बेटा? 320, 322.22. Break even sales beta will be fixed cost by PV ratio. 115 divided by 45%. 255 point. Margin of safety, guys. Current year sales minus break even sales. 322.22 minus 255.56. 66.66. फोर्थ बिट तो ऑलरेडी कर लिया ना बेटा. करंट ईयर प्रॉफिट, लास्ट ईयर प्रॉफिट. लास्ट बिट क्या है? टोटल कॉस्ट. आई कैन राइट दिस एज व्हाट बेटा? टोटल सेल्स माइनस प्रॉफिट. लास्ट ईयर का टोटल सेल्स कितना था बेटा? 250 crores. Profit 20 crores. So total cost 230. Current year beta total sales 322.22. Profit 30. Total cost 292.22. ऑप्शन में देख के बोल रहा हूँ. 230 beta is your total cost for last year. 292.22 is your total cost for the current year. Any doubt in this, kids? Everyone understood this? Sure, guys. Next beta. Easy था ना question? एक वो note लिखना बेटा. Capacity utilization not relevant because profit figures are already given. Desired profit is already given. Capacity utilization not relevant as desired profit is already given. Capacity utilization not relevant as desired profit is already given. Is already given. क्या डाउट है ऋत्विक? हाँ, कितने क्वेश्चन से बल्कि पूछ रहा उसको. हाँ बेटा, क्या बात है ऋत्विक. ऋत्विक will help us with the next question, guys. शायद करा हुआ है ना? नहीं करे तो है. बेचारा बोल रहा था बेटा शायद नेक्स्ट वाला करे सो beta. We have done a similar question, not exact same question, guys. That's break even point with opening stock. नहीं बेटा, क्लास में किए break even point with opening stock. Same question. बुढ़ा हो गया बेटा मैं. तुम लोग 10th क्वेश्चन की बात कर रहे हैं ना या 11th की कर रहे हैं? चलो गाइस. Miniso Private Limited is a company engaged in the business of manufacturing wireless Bluetooth earphones. The company wishes to track its operating profitability and the margin it needs to maintain to sustain profitability in the long run. Further, the company has adopted marginal costing technique to identify and define operational levels. In this regard, the company has provided the following information for the current year. Opening stock of earphones is 30,000 units. Selling price of the earphones is 450 rupees per unit. Variable cost incurred is 270 rupees. Units produced during the previous year 1,80,000. Expected production for the current year 2,25,000. Expected sales for the current year 2,40,000. Fixed cost per unit for the last year was 60 rupees. Expected rise in fixed cost is 10%. When they give expected rise in fixed cost, guys, should you adjust to total fixed cost or per unit fixed cost? Expected increase in variable cost is, you should always adjust to per unit. Based on the above information, the following needs to be determined. What should be our targeted sales? What will be our profit? What will be our number of units to break even? What is your total fixed cost for the current year? What is the quantity of closing stock? What is margin of safety? ये क्या है बेटा? This is break even point with opening stock. I told you whenever they give opening stock, FIFO method. We first sell opening stock, then we sell current year's production. And it makes even more important beta because variable cost per unit of both the stocks is not same. Opening stock has a variable cost of 270 rupees, whereas current year production beta, it is increasing by 25%. 270 increasing by 25%. कितना हो जाएगा? Question number. So in the last year and current year, guys, I'm just writing the given information, guys. क्या हो रहा है? हंसते जा रहे तुम लोग? भैया मारूंगा अभी तुम लोग. इसमें भी तुम्हारे क्या लग रहा है? नहीं मार सकता मैं. लेट द क्लास गेट ओवर बेटा टुडे. कृष्णम स्टेज पे यहाँ पे आ रही क्लास होने के बाद. प्रोडक्शन कितना है बेटा लास्ट ईयर का? 1 लाख. करंट ईयर फिक्स कॉस्ट पर यूनिट, फिक्स कॉस्ट टोटल बेसिस पे लिखना रहता है, हाँ या ना गाइस? What will be my total fixed cost? Last year we've incurred a fixed cost of how much per unit? 60 rupees into 1,80,000 units. 1 crore. This is now increasing by, how much will this become? ये one of the requirements है, compute fixed cost for the current year बोल के 1 crore 18 lakhs 80,000. Variable cost per unit last year 270. Current year it is increasing by how much? 337.5. Contribution per unit on opening stock. Our selling price per unit कितना है बेटा current year? On opening stock, won't you write 450 minus 270, 180? Because opening stock must have been already manufactured in the previous year. At what cost per unit? 270, which is giving us a contribution of 180. On current year's production, how much contribution will you get? From 450, I will deduct 337.5. 112 point. एक बार ये आ गया ना बेटा, बाकी पूरा क्वेश्चन नॉर्मल है. To compute break-even point, first I will sell opening stock. See what is the contribution that I have received. The balance fixed cost I will receive from current year's production. Bas, you will get break-even point. You know total sales. You can compute profit. Copy कर लो बेटा ये given part. ये है तुम्हारे पास solution तो छोड़ दो. Copy करना है तो करो. Option दिए तो बस एक 2 मिनट सोने दे बस है हम लोग. बाकी के लोग copy कर रहे हैं ना जब तक हम सो जाते हैं. जा रहे हैं कभी कॉल करके ऑन करो बोलता, कभी बंद करो बोलता. यस किड्स, अभी ऑल डन. आदत है बेटा बोलने की, कुछ तो बोलते रहना बोल के. सीरियसली ना कोई और भी ऑल डन बोले तो ऑब्वियसली इट विल नॉट बी डन. क्या तुम लोग सब शाबाश हो? शाबाश ऐसे दिखते कि ऐसे वो प्रिंट होता बुक पे, ऐसे वहां देखता या नोटबुक में देखता वो लेजर टेक्नोलॉजी. आई टोल्ड यू नो हाई एंड 5nm चिप्स. శ్రీనికేత్ నువ్వు రాయట్లేదా? మంచిగా చేసినావా? నేను కీ కూడా పెట్టినానా? అదే ఓయ్ की పెట్టినానంటే सॉल्यूशन भी जाया. यस गाइस, कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ देखो. जाने दो गाइस, 10 तो हो गए आज, और होंगे अभी. नहीं नहीं नहीं, we will finish as much as possible. Should always try to reduce the burden of tomorrow. कल हो ना हो. क्या रे स्लो ड्राइवर, No, ikkadi nunchi when you go to your hometown, do you take cycle and go? స్లోగా వాకింగ్ పదయాత్ర చేస్తావా? ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ బై नो स्लो ड्राइविंग. ऑल द जी ड्राइव स्टूडेंट्स बेटा, नो वे रिलेटेड. तुम लोग सुनो मत. दिस आर जस्ट करंट बैच के बच्चे बेटा, जिनका उड़ाते रहता हुआ आदत है. मोस्ट फेमस गाइस श्रीनिकेत, यू कैन गूगल इट. You can find him on Instagram also. His ID on Instagram is slow driver. Yes, guys. Now, beta, what is syndicate? Don't take it personally, beta. कभी तो लिया कर यार. What are your current year sales, syndicate? Current year sales, beta, 2,40,000. Out of opening stock कितना है बेटा? మనం కూడా ఆన్సర్ చేయొచ్చు. We can also answer. Out of opening stock it is 30,000. Out of current month's production guys it is current year's production. It is 2 lakh. Can you compute total contribution? Contribution guys will be on 30,000. Won't I get 180 rupees? Very good guys. On 2,10,000 I will get 112.5. Total बोलो बेटा दोनों का मिला के 2 crores 90 lakhs. From this I will deduct fixed cost beta, which is 1 crore 18 lakhs 80,000. What will be my profit? 40. वो चेक कर लो बेटा, करेक्ट है ना ऑप्शन. प्रॉफिट पूछा ना वो. One of the requirement is to compute profit guys. After this beta, break even point. How will I compute break even point? What is the fixed cost to be recovered? 1 crore 18 lakhs minus contribution from opening stock. Online students, that was Sriniket in the background who's answering. 54 lakhs. What is the fixed cost to be recovered? 64 lakhs. What is the number of units to be sold out of current year's production? Out of current year's production, 64 lakhs 80,000 to be divided by 112.5. Therefore total break even sales कितना हो जाएगा बेटा? 30,000 opening stock plus 57,600, this 87,000. Margin of safety guys, won't that become 2,40,000 units minus 87,600 break even point? 52. एक बार पूरे requirements देख लो बेटा. Did we answer all the requirements? करता हूँ बेटा, ये तक कॉपी कर लो बेटा. Did you all finish profit? Profit हो गया बेटा तुम लोग का. Finish this guys. Online students please finish till the amount of profit beta. We also have to value closing stock guys. दिव्या हो गया बेटा तेरा? प्रॉफिट तक हो गया है? If you have any doubts you can ask guys. Profit అయిందా? మీరు అసలు స్టార్ట్ చేయలేదా? No negative marking, guys. So even if you do not know as such, beta, visit a temple, tilak lagao, chawal dane lagao. In the examination hall as such, beta, keep banging your head. Jaan pe bhi chawal gir raha hai. That is the answer. That is the sign of God, guys. All right. And if that doesn't turn out to be the right answer, even God is angry with you. दो ऑप्शन पे गिर गए तो भगवान भी तुम्हारे साथ 50-50 खेल रहा है बेटा. अगर दो ऑप्शन पे गिर गए तो क्या बेटा? डोंट डू दैट गाइस, आई एम जस्ट किडिंग. थोड़े लोग जाके सही में घर में बोलते हैं आज सर जबरदस्त आइडिया दिए ऐसा करो बोल के. All for fun, guys. Huh? But in the exam, guys, you're not. Why will you want to leave any MCQ, guys? There's no negative marking, right? That is why. There has been a lot of discussion that is going on MCQ. A couple of members better wants to bring in negative marking on MCQs. Nahi, abhi they cannot do it better because it requires a lot of amendments and that requires approval of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So it is not that simple. Any change in the examination pattern requires approvals. So if they bring in, so there were a lot of professors, guys, who argued, who said that everywhere, you know, a lot of things are subjective, a lot of things are based on guesswork. So why not let students also be given that liberty of guesswork in the examination? It's absolutely fine. If things go wrong, things go wrong. If things go right, things go right. Because if you start putting in the concept of negative marking, then people will stop guesswork altogether. So that was the argument, beta. And this guy was not a CA, I believe. This guy was a huge, very big professor of some big university. So that is why he convinced all the other members that nahi, we cannot have the concept of negative marking. It's not correct, Wilke. But that does not mean foundation पे हटा दे बेटा, because 100% जब अगर MCQ है बेटा तब फिर वो प्रॉब्लम आया था. थोड़े बच्चे तो पैटर्न बनाना शुरू करते हैं ऐसे, CD बनाएंगे बोल के, ABCD DBC बोल के. क्वेश्चन कुछ भी रहने दो, अपन बस ये ऑर्डर में जाते रहते. किस्मत लग गई तो आ जाते 50 ना गया. Anyways, guys, so we are done with break even point also, guys. What is the next question, guys? यहाँ पे one more question is left. Your opening stock was how many units, beta? Huh? 30,000. Production, beta, was 2,25,000. Sales, beta, are 2,40,000. So closing stock, beta, in units is 15,000 units. Marginal costing, beta, won't that be valued at variable cost per unit? How much is that? 337.5. How much is 15,000 into 337.5? 50,62,000. Please do not forget, beta, that this is marginal costing. Because it is marginal costing as such, beta, you will have to value inventory at variable cost per unit. You cannot value the inventory, beta, at total cost. Only fixed cost पे तो कोई करेगा भी नहीं, beta. So this will be the value of your closing stock, guys. 50,62,500. Are we all clear about this? So this is the answer to the 10th case scenario, guys. Next question, beta. Is everyone done with this? 30,000 units, beta, multiplied by that. 15,000 units multiplied by 187.5, you will get 50,62,500. समझ में आ गया, guys? Next question is also simple, guys. XYZ Manufacturing Private Limited is a guys, let us all concentrate on the question. XYZ Manufacturing Private Limited is a prominent company in the electric appliances industry known for producing a diverse range of high quality products. The company has built a reputation for reliability and innovation in the manufacturing of household appliances, including fans, mixers, heaters. XYZ Manufacturing Private Limited is dedicated to delivering products that meet the needs of its customers while adhering to the highest standards of quality and performance. Bhashan, ignore, irrelevant. Alright, guys. The company operates a state-of-the-art factory that is fully equipped with advanced machinery and technology to ensure efficient and consistent production. The factory operates 25 days a month. The only numerical so far is 25 days a month. Running multiple shifts to meet the growing demand for its products. The company has spare capacity to additional order. Each product type, fans, mixers and heaters, undergoes a meticulous manufacturing process that includes assembly, quality testing and packaging. Lightweight. समझ में आ रहा ना guys? It's in the entire information here as such beta it is 25 days. Case scenario है beta, case type लगना चाहिए. That is why beta they add all of this information. Cost category beta it says fixed cost total beta is 10 lakhs. क्या करना है segregation से? Total fixed cost beta is 10 lakh rupees. This is per month. Number of units produced per month 10,000. Note, last month there was an additional special order of 2,000 units which resulted in higher production. Meaning 10,000 is normal production. Last month we manufactured 12,000 units. Not every time we manufacture 12,000 units. Selling price per unit is 1,500. So we got selling price, we got production guys, and we have fixed cost. Additional information. Raw materials include copper, plastic and other materials. Appliances से बेटा electrical, copper तो लगेगा ही ना बेटा. The per unit cost of copper is 80 rupees more than that of plastic, while the cost of other materials is twice that of plastic. And total raw material cost is 210 more than the combined cost of copper and plastic. Full stop. आगे का पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Let us concentrate only on this part. The only part here beta is this. They did not give us how much is raw material cost. घुमा रहे बस. We will have to figure out from this information how much is copper, how much is plastic, how much is other materials. समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? Once we get this beta, entire question is simple. Now, what does it say beta? It says per unit cost of copper is 80 rupees more than that of plastic, and cost of other materials is twice that of plastic. Everyone is related to whom? So let's make plastic as x. नए लोग आए ना बेटा, फिर plastic x हो जाएगा ना. Copper is how much more than plastic guys? So copper is x plus 80,000. Other materials are 2x, twice that of plastic. Total cost 4x plus 80. Now there's one more condition given. Can you read that condition and tell me guys? Total raw material cost is, this is total raw material cost. Total raw material cost is 210 more than copper plus, yes or no? No. 4x plus 80 is equal to 210 plus copper plus plastic is x plus 80 plus x. 290 बेटा यहाँ पे आ जाएगा 80, वहाँ पे 80 का है. 2x is this, x is 105. Now once you got x as 105 beta, will you get total raw material cost? 4 into 105 guys, that is 420 plus 80. That will become, समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? Simple guys, you can make a note of this first. This is determining raw material cost. Correct है ना? Trust issues guys. What we got beta is the amount of raw material cost. We still have to arrive at total variable cost and the other things beta. लिख लिया guys. Can I continue reading the question? Bhavesh. उनको छोड़ बेटा, देखो समझ में आ गया ना यहाँ तक? The labor cost per hour guys is 100 guys. See, I know a couple of us have that mindset कि अभी कॉपी कर लेंगे फिर कभी बैठ के पढ़ेंगे बोल के. ये फिर कभी बैठ के पढ़ेंगे बोल के जो कॉन्सेप्ट रहता है ना बेटा, डू यू रियली थिंक यू हैव सो मच टाइम इन लाइफ दैट यू विल बी एबल टू डू एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम स्क्रैच ऑन अ लेटर डेट? डू नॉट फॉरगेट बेटा दैट एग्जाम्स आर 6 months अवे फ्रॉम नाउ. ओनली 6 months, राइट? 6.5 months में अगर 12 से है तो if you do everything from scratch guys, it will take 1 month per subject. That means only preparation beta will be till the exam date. उसके बाद में revision क्या करोगे यार? Yes or no? I have seen that on the face of a couple of students beta here in the class. They do not try to listen to the explanation. They just copy. They leave it. They're like सब बाद में देखेंगे, बाद में देखेंगे, बाद में देखेंगे बोल के. It's not going to help guys. You will have to put in effort. And then a couple of you might be noticing this as such better. Are you not able to relate to all to these concepts? ऐसा नहीं है कि we are doing something totally different guys. याद तो आ रहा है ना that we have done all of this in the past as such guys. ठीक है, एक दो टॉपिक एक दो स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बेटा it might be a little difficult as such guys. That is why they may not be able to relate to it. But other topics, material के questions, where we are not able to do that thoroughly guys. There is always an advantage of concentrating in class. Nothing can ever beat that. 60 to 70% of the preparation beta is done in class itself. Do realize that if someone else is putting in effort, you do not have to make fun of it. You are not putting in effort, please make fun of yourself. But you do not have the right as such guys to make fun of anyone who's way too much into studies. अपना देखो बेटा तुम लोग पहले बस. Are we clear? The labor hour rate beta is 100 rupees per hour. The total labor hours used in the last month beta were 36,000 hours. The most important point was that beta ऊपर production per month कितना दिया वो? 10,000 units. But that is normal month. What was the production in the last month? 36,000 hours. You will have to divide by 12,000 units to get labor time per unit. Do not divide by 10,000 units. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? Everything will go for a toss beta. 36,000 hours divided by 12,000 units. 3 hours multiplied by 100 rupees beta. 3. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? Last month production guys was 10,000 plus. You can write it with me beta. If you've understood, you can write it with me. Last month production was 10,000 plus 12,000 units. Labor hours beta last month were 36,000 hours. What will be your labor hour per unit guys? 36,000 hours divided by 12,000 units. How much is that guys? 3 hours per unit. Can I now write total variable cost beta? हाँ ना guys? Total variable cost में guys, raw material में total लिख रहा हूँ guys. कितना था? 4x plus 80. X का value कितना था? 4 into 105 plus 80. That became 500. Wages beta will be 3 hours into 100 rupees. That will be 300. और दूसरा क्या दिया हुआ बेटा? Variable overheads. Utilities cost. How much is utilities cost? 100. Or packaging is also per unit, so that is variable cost only. How much is that? All put together. Selling price कितना था बेटा? 1500. Contribution per unit. Contribution per unit 550. This is the answer to the first bit. Don't you think beta all the other bits are simple now? We know fixed cost, we know contribution. Wouldn't you be able to arrive at the answer to all the bits? Our contribution per unit beta is 550 rupees. Our fixed cost is कितना है बेटा fixed cost? 10 lakh rupees. So using that fixed cost of 10 lakhs, contribution per unit of 550 beta, we will be able to arrive at the answer. क्या क्या requirement है देख के compute कर लो बेटा अभी. Once you write this guys, you can arrive at the requirements. Yes guys, are we all clear? फर्स्ट बिट क्या है बेटा? डिटरमाइन कंट्रीब्यूशन हो गया, डिटरमाइन ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट इन सेल्स रेवेन्यू गाइस. रेवेन्यू मतलब in terms of PV ratio guys. You can compute PV ratio first guys. How much will be PV ratio? PV ratio beta is 550 divided by 1500, 36.667, 67%. So break even sales beta will be fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Fixed cost 10 lakhs है beta. 10 lakhs divided by 36.67%. 25 rupees. 27, 27, 25 rupees. Fixed cost divided by PV ratio. सेकेंड बिट का आंसर बेटा इज पीवी रेशियो इज 550 डिवाइडेड, ये तुम लोग नोट्स में ही लिख सकते हो बेटा चाहिए तो. पीवी रेशियो इज 550 डिवाइडेड बाय 1500, दैट इज 36.67%. You will get your break even sales as 27 lakhs 27,025 rupees guys. Once you get your break even sales beta, for the second bit they say if you want to achieve a targeted profit of 5 lakh rupees, what should be your sales volume? Fixed cost plus profit divided by contribution per unit. Fixed cost कितना है बेटा? 10 lakhs. Desired profit 5 lakhs divided by 550. 15 lakhs by 550. 2727 units. 2727 units beta is the answer. Fixed cost plus profit divided by contribution per unit. $15 lakhs by 550, you will get 2727 guys. Kids, are we all done? Ainda? $10 lakhs plus 5 lakhs divided by 550. Someone please type and send me the mistakes that were there beta. एक दो जो गलत options mark हुए. Will you do that? Send it to me in the personal chat. मेरे को document update करना है इसलिए. Guys, फोर्थ क्वेश्चन के लिए बेटा वेरिएबल कॉस्ट पर यूनिट विल बिकम, पहले कितना था बेटा? 950 था ना. 950 प्लस 10% बेटा 1045. So contribution per unit will become 455 guys. So break even point beta will become 10 lakhs by 455. 21 answer guys is 2198 units. You are going to write guys 10 lakhs divided by 455. 2198 units. Is someone's parent waiting outside? जाना तो जा सकते हो, नहीं मालूम है. ऋत्विक एक बार पूछ के आना किसी के लिए वेट कर रहे क्या बोल के, बस नहीं बोले तो फिर ऊपर पे जाते. 2198 units guys is your क्या बेटा? break even point. Now the question says beta that you are selling how many units? 4000 units. What is your variable cost per unit? Is still increasing by 10%. Ab best part beta, you do not have to compute anything again. What are your total sales? 4000. Break even point already computed guys. 21. Margin of safety 18. Can you write margin of safety in percentage? 1802 divided by total sales 4000. 45.05%. 1802 divided by 4000. 45.05%. Huh? Achha. 1802 divided by 4000 guys, it will become 45.05%. Any doubt in this? Huh. Shilu, your parents are waiting. You stay in a hostel, no? नहीं मालूम है बेटा, छोड़ दे। एनीवेज गाइस, कॉन्सेंट्रेट गाइस, एक एक करके अब सब बाहर जाके आते हैं। डिड यू गेट दिस आंसर गाइस? गाइस, fourth and fifth bit are same. You will use the same break-even point to compute margin of safety and then divide that margin of safety by total sales. It will become 1802 divided by 4000, 45.05%. समझ में आ रहा है? केस सिनारियो 12 से मैं केस सिनारियो 10 गाइस, डन. नाउ केस सिनारियो 13, पदमूडू. अच्छा हो गया नहीं? मेरे को लगा नहीं आज होता बोल के. जस्ट द वे वी स्टार्टेड नो गाइस. यस बेटा, क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 गाइस. तुम्हारे को ब्रेक चाहिए कहते, अकल देखो. यहाँ पे दूसरे लोग बोल रहे हैं ऐसा बोल, छोड़ दो बोल के, क्या ब्रेक की बात कर रही. हाँ बेटा श्रीनिकेत, पावर नैप. गाइस बैक टू दिस बेटा. गाइस लेट्स फिनिश दिस बेटा. अगर हो गया तो छोड़ ही देता हूं. I'll leave guys after this most likely. For tomorrow guys, please revise the formulas of standard costing and come once. Process costing, I don't think you will need any revision. Questions are based on FIFO method guys. You will have to divide our completed units into out of opening work in progress, out of current month input. Then there are 1 or 2 questions based on cost sheet which we have already done in the class. Similar questions है, कोई complicated नहीं है. One question is based on joint costing, one question is based on budgetary control. We already have those questions in our material but in additional question banks. So I might have to solve that. ठीक है, additional question banks में questions included है, so we might do that. So let's just finish guys 13th one and then we'll wrap up mostly. ठीक है? The analysis of cost, हाँ? अभी मैं तुम्हारे से बात करते करते मैसेज करूंगा होम मिनिस्ट्री को कि कैन आई फिनिश द क्लास बोल के. ठीक से रिप्लाई आ गया तो आई फिनिश इट बेटा, अदरवाइज गालियाँ सुन लूंगा और क्या. पैसे काट देती यार मेरे, वो प्रॉब्लम वही है. वो बोलती पेट्रोल भी उससे ही भरा बोल के, कहाँ से निकालूँ यार मेरा दिन में. वायलेंस. यस गाइस, कोई बोले ना मैम को बाद में खींच के लगाऊंगा कि सर मैम आप तब नहीं है तब राहुल सर कंप्लेन करते रहते बोल के. हाँ बेटा, हाँ मैम थोड़ी देखेंगे बेटा एक एक क्लास उठ के, पागल हो गई क्या. उतना ज़्यादा कंट्रोल भी नहीं करती है बेटा मेरे को कि हर मिनट देखते रहे क्या कर रहा बोल के ये. All right, kids, back to this better. The analysis of cost sheet of A Limited for the last financial year has revealed the following information for its product are. They've given us variable cost portion, they've given us fixed cost. Direct material is 30% of COGS. Direct labor is 15% of COGS. Factory overheads is 10% of COGS. General and admin overheads is 2% of COGS. Point guys. General and admin overheads is given as a percentage of COGS. That means it is included in COGS. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है guys? अब यहीं तक देखना है बेटा अपन को. Fixed cost is given 2,30,000 and 71. Selling and distribution is 4% of cost of sales and 68. All right. How do we compute guys? Did we do this question in test? No, right? ये मैं हमेशा टेस्ट में देता था, अभी फर्स्ट टाइम नहीं दिया शायद. So यहाँ तक बेटा टोटल is to how much guys? 57% of. यहां तक फिक्स कॉस्ट कितना है बेटा? वेरिएबल कॉस्ट ऑफ COGS प्लस फिक्स कॉस्ट ऑफ COGS is total COGS. Yes or no? If variable cost is 57% of COGS, isn't fixed cost 43% of COGS? That means 3,01,000 is डिवाइड बाय 43%. वो एक पार्ट आ गया ना बेटा, पूरा क्वेश्चन खत्म हो गया. ये दिस इज द ओनली स्मॉल पार्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. इफ यू फिगर आउट दिस पार्ट, द एंटायर क्वेश्चन इज डेड इजी. यू अंडरस्टूड व्हाट आई जस्ट सेड गाइस? आई रिपीट बेटा, क्वेश्चन नंबर क्या है ये? योर टोटल COGS comprises of two parts: variable cost of COGS and fixed cost of COGS. This COGS beta, variable cost is 57% of COGS and fixed cost is how much? 3,01,000. That means this will become 43% of COGS. Yes or no guys? Therefore COGS equals how much बेटा? 3,01,000 डिवाइडेड बाय 43%, कितना है? अभी एक सेकंड सुन लो बेटा, हो ही गया, एक सेकंड. कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड प्लस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट ऑफ S&D plus fixed S&D. Won't that become cost of sales? Cost of goods sold, you already know is 7 lakhs. This is 4% of cost of sales. Fixed S&D कितना है? This is equal to cost of sales. Don't you think 7,68,000 will become 96% of COS? Something plus 4% is equal to 100%. Don't you think this is 96%? Therefore cost of sales कितना हो गया बेटा? 7,68,000 divided by 96%, 8 lakhs. अब हो गया पूरा क्वेश्चन खत्म. You just have to divide guys. Total cost of sales आ गया, total COGS आ गया. Now can't we write बेटा total fixed cost? बचा हुआ portion will become total variable cost. कंप्यूट करने की जरूरत भी नहीं है बेटा. 8 lakhs is total cost. इसमें से fixed cost is 3,69,000. बचा हुआ cost is variable cost. I know selling price per unit. I know variable cost per unit. Can't I arrive at contribution per unit and arrive at break even sales and margin of safety? खत्म guys. समझ में आया नहीं आया? Please copy this guys. I used to always just give this question and test. ये टाइम कैसे नहीं दिया? Yes, beta, make a note. Online students, I hope you have understood this. 456. Just 5 more minutes, guys. You're done. Go home, enjoy, revise standard costing. फिर कल मिलेंगे यहीं. क्या अब्बा? आदि समझ में आ रहा है ना अभी? You don't like marginal costing? Do not have an option beta. The weightage is almost 15 marks to 20 marks. Marginal costing has a normally 10 marks, but there have been instances of 15 to 20 marks also. If you notice beta, starting के 5-6 chapters were biggers. बाकी सब ऐसे छोटे छोटे टॉपिक्स फटाफट खत्म आते सब. Please finish this guys. Cost of sales is how much? 8 lakh rupees. Are we all done? पक्का हो गया guys? Now guys, total fixed cost कितना बेटा all put together? So can I write total variable cost beta as 8 lakhs minus 3 lakh 69? 4 lakh 31,000. Variable cost per unit कितना हो जाएगा बेटा? How many units did we sell last year? 5,000. 4 lakh 31 by 5,000. Selling price per unit कितना था बेटा? 180. Contribution per unit 98.8. What do you think beta will be your break-even sales? Fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. 3,69,000 divided by 98.8. रुपीज में पूछा वो. अरे एक सेकंड बेटा, पहले पीवी रेशियो कंप्यूट कर लो बेटा. Break even sales is 6,90,882 rupees. Did you all get the answer, guys? After this, beta, what will be your margin of safety? Total sales kitna hai, beta? 5,000 units multiplied by 185, guys. 9,25,000 batteries. Margin of safety, beta, will be equal to 9,25,000 minus 6,90,882. How much will that be? 1 1. Margin of safety in percentage, beta, will be equal to 2,34,118 divided by 9,25,000. 25.31%. समझ में आ गया guys? हम्मा कहते. All right, guys. All the previous batch students, beta, I'm ending the session for this class. We will be continuing in the next one, beta. We'll discuss all the remaining case scenarios. We'll also solve all the new ones. All right. Keep studying, beta. Bye bye. So yes, guys, online students, I hope you've heard whatever I just said, beta. Signing off for the day. Bye bye.